Would you say Smith?
You're back.
Seriously?
No, you're
You're
good.
back.
Oh my god.
I gotta pee.
I'll fucking kill all of you. All right, so
I
last
gotta
session.
redecorate this room.
Oh my god. Shut up. This room is nice.
Hold on, I gotta go get something to eat.
I want to beat all of your asses. I'm just going to red dragon your ass. So, last time we picked up right as Gerard and Ravenchuck were found by Ogden Ridley with the dead body of the blue-eyed murderer, Sefik Caltro, with Ravenchuck saying, I'm a doctor, as if that would, belay the situation at hand. Ogden then revealed the information that he had withheld from the party of the ice spiders that were in the inn that he was going to attempt to try and kill the white one with the blue stripe. So this led to Groff and Ravenchuck heading upstairs in the place to take a look because none of the spiders that were in the basement were of the description that Ogden gave. So Groff and Ravenchuck went upstairs to take a look, see if the other spiders were up there. Smith, Wu, and Gerard stayed downstairs to check on the treasure, keep trying to find out where that treasure was down there. Smith eventually got frustrated and pulled the entire bookcase down, revealing the keyhole in the wall behind it. Groff and Ravenchuck, after some time falling through the upstairs floor, eventually found the ice spiders. It was at this point that Smith, Wu, and Gerard went to see what all the commotion was, and once they had reached the top floor, they were told of the unstable floors, but despite that, they were able to best the spiders and kill the white and blue one. Smith then told Ravenchuck of the keyhole he found, and they all went back down to open up the treasure room, finding inside a folding boat, which was acting as the box, and inside that, a suit of mariner's studded leather armor, as well as a lantern of revealing, goggles of object reading, a cap of water breathing, and 10 gemstones. Over the next hour, Ravenchuck identified all of the magical items, and after this, the group went over to meet Torgs, as it was getting to be about 11:30 in the afternoon. There, she introduced herself, and Wu immediately inquired about Sefik. Torga explained that she didn't really care what Sefik did in his spare time, and that he was just that he was a bodyguard to her, and his side business was his business. It was at this point, instead of confronting her about the callous opinion, Wu just immediately dipped into inn owner mode and asked about prices on ale and wine. After some lengthy discussions, the group eventually learned that Torga was heading up to Revel's End to go and handle some business, that she was going to be out of the area for the next few days. And she also inquired, when you guys started talking about it, about the dock. And she was able to gain the information of the whereabouts of Dr. Skornstein. And you were, yes. And you were able to gather the information that he had a bounty on her head, at which point, Torga even offered, I believe it was Groff, 25 gold to 25 gold to tell him, or to tell her the whereabouts of the Cave of the Berserkers.
That checks out.
Which Groff did. So, so it was at that point that the the group had just kind of continued looking about this place and everything. So that's actually where we're picking up. You guys are still here at the caravan. You're able to purchase anything if you so wish to.
No, I'm good.
Does it seem like they have anything magical or anything that would be of use, potentially?
I mean, of use is specific. There is, like I brought up before.
Hold on. Does she have... I think I asked if... she doesn't have thief tools. I remember asking that.
No, she has... the goods that she has include cut wood, flint and tinder, flasks of whale oil, blankets, furs, rations, bottles of wine, casks of cheap ale, medicines, and vials of minor poison.
I think I'm done with her then.
Okay. Anyone else?
Nope.
So I do want to say something. I know we were talking about this before we started. Jared.
Yes.
Yeah. Regarding Neogiri's hit points and what we were kind of discussing, I think the way that I might play into that is that because he counts as he's your familiar, but he's also your spellcasting focus. I think the way that we are going to play that is that if he is to perish, again, they're mostly going to be targeting you anyway. So AoEs and stuff like that, or like, extenuating circumstances. You would need to the only spells that you could cast during that time are ones that don't have material components. So Eldritch Blast still a thing.
Find familiar, that stuff.
So, but yes, that would be the caveat, is find familiar has that cost spell to it. So I don't know. I wanted to bring that up now because there is, if you wanted to buy it now, you can buy, some of that stuff from Torga. I wanted to give you this opportunity because I was going to bring this up and I wanted to give you that chance to at least buy something.
He didn't want to assume.
I only have 3 gold, so it's like I can
How much do you need?
I need 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, so that ain't happening.
Does she have charcoal?
She does. She has like a small collection. It's like odds and ends things. It's like charcoal, incense, herbs, like, smaller stuff.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need like 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by a fire. So I'm assuming that means 10 gold pieces together, not 10 pieces of charcoal, 10 pieces.
Correct. Yeah, it's just the like you are purchasing 10 gold worth of these things that you then have to burn in a small brazier.
Yeah.
And
is this something that you would tell Wu?
Probably, like, as he's looking, like, I'm assuming Erard would be looking at, like, the charcoal, incense, that sort of stuff, looking around at that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, more than likely, he probably would tell Wu. Just be like, I don't have enough to purchase this stuff, so I just gotta be even more careful.
He's gonna walk over to Gerard and hand him 10 gold.
Oh no, now Wu owns me.
Yep.
That's right. You got to get his name tramp stamped.
Yep.
Cute, Wu. This will actually be very beneficial. Okay, so yeah, I'll do that then.
So you have that. And I will say this, the Orb of Calyrex does count as the brazier necessary to burn that in. So if basically, because as I kind of described before, whenever you open up this orb, there is that green flame within. So pretty much, when you want to cast Find Familiar, you'll just have to have that 10 gold worth of that. So you can denote that as like a custom note on your character sheet. Essentially, you just cast it using that, and that'll get Neogiri back. So just wanted to address that because I know we were talking about that before the session. Wanted to address it now. Okay, so you guys are... So if nobody else has anything left to do here with Torga, what are you guys planning on doing?
This is the next thing we're going to do anyway.
Well, go check out the cabin to find the one guy's friend, or make sure that he was still breathing.
Well, let's go do that then.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, because
'Cause I
doesn't the
know
when's the full moon?
not for a bit.
Yeah, the full moon is the full moon takes place on the midwinter day, which is still about a little more than a 10-day away. It's the 14th. It takes place on what would technically be like the 31st.
Yeah, because I can't even go do my thing that I saw in my dream yet because that's still a good bit away too.
Yeah. What?
Unless we just long
Or
rest
when's the
2
raffle
weeks.
thing?
That would be the next day. Because the night that this evening is the new moon rising. The next 2 days are the new moons.
So
How long would it take us to get to the Black Cabin?
The Black Cabin is going to take you guys roughly like 4 or 5 hours. As long as nothing, as long as nothing impedes you, or you guys don't run into any nefarious encounters.
so it would take us
So
roughly.
it would be a day trip.
Yeah, it would be a day trip.
At least, because right now it's about like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it's gonna, the sun, you're only gonna have dim light for the next 2 hours, and then after that it's gonna be dark, and you're probably gonna get there, in the early evening.
Okay.
So we could do that, clear that out tonight, come back the very next morning, which would then be when the raffle takes place.
Kind of what I'm thinking.
Just
That
out
way
of,
we're not.
just out of curiosity, so that I know what you guys are intending. What raffle are you guys referring to?
Not really the raffle
don't-
type deal, but I remember Aaron saying that we had to be here in this town for the new moon, that sort of stuff.
I think he's talking about the sacrificial lottery, and raffle might be a very comical way of putting it.
So that is my question. Are you referring to the sacrificial lotteries of
Yes.
people? Okay. So gotcha.
Yeah, the friendly raffle.
Yeah. I mean, I understood.
50-50.
I assumed that that's what he meant by raffle. Now keep in
Local
mind.
raffle and bake sale.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, and this is something that Wu would know. Everyone who is native to the towns knows that it's only in Targos, Brynshander, and East Haven that that those raffles take place. The sacrificial ones take place.
Right.
Where-
Isn't this one food?
In Lonelywood, it is warmth. Or no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, you're right. It is food. My bad. It's Bremen and Dugan's Hole are the ones that do warmth.
Who's whole?
Dugan's.
It's not warm
Who's
anymore.
whole?
But yes, so so that is what would be going on the next day here in Lonelywood. Would be a collective of food brought together. The townsfolk kind of bringing together as much as they can, a day's catch of trout strung up, outside of town, just to be claimed by one of the beings of Arl's wrath.
So we could go to this Black Cabin because we also should skip town before she goes ahead and starts packing up her stuff and realizes she's missing a bodyguard.
Yeah. She don't need to know about that.
I'm sure, yeah, she doesn't need to know about that.
I mean, she'll eventually find out. It's just she wouldn't want to skip her trip of going farther up north or anything to try and hunt us down.
Or maybe he's on another job. Who knows what
he
he
took
does in
another
his free
job.
time?
Yeah, she doesn't care what he does on his free time, so
No, he's dead.
But what about his work time? What if you don't show up then?
He's
well,
on
that's
another job.
I'll fix his punch later. It's fine.
on a leave of absence from work.
Yeah. Yeah,
Got
totally.
PTO. Yeah.
Totally.
Took a much needed vacation.
Uh,
Anyway, so Black Cabin, right?
anywho, yes. So is that where you guys are heading to now?
Fine with me.
Yes, but before we leave,
Yes.
I would like to unload some of my rations with Kyra
Okay.
and leave them at the inn as she's getting everything prepped.
Sure. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. How much are you offloading? Just so that I have a reference.
Well, I think I have 26 days worth of food.
Okay.
On me and 52 pounds. So,
I was gonna say, probably tell Kyra as well to go ahead and offer food with the stuff so we don't get in trouble or she doesn't get in trouble. Don't want to come back to our end being burnt down again.
I was going to make sure that we were there, and we refused not to, because then if somebody tried to come after us and kill us, then we'd have the proof we needed and we can kill them.
Jesus Christ. Regardless, that's tomorrow's issue.
Yes.
I don't.
But
I don't,
that's
Did
not
that hurt
how
your brain
that.
too?
Yes.
Oh,
it
okay.
hurt mine.
So just so that just so that I'm aware, Aaron,
Yes.
you are aware that, like, it's the big towns that sacrifice the people. It's the people that are paying to not be murdered by the
Getting
town
murdered.
that were
Right.
getting murdered.
Right.
So whereas
So if people don't, I'm assuming in game that if people don't offer up food,
uh-huh.
then they're going to be killed and offered up as food.
So
As
No, because we were
so
in a town that
so-
gave up warmth, and the only thing that happened, we just got dirty looks,
no,
and they
this-
told us to dim the flame.
well wait. This is with the knowledge that Hlyn Trollbane back in the beginning told you that all the murders that were happening, all the penalties that were coming about of people not, like taking their names out of this, were only in the big 3 towns.
okay, but what happens if you don't sacrifice the food?
That's a great question, and Nimsy Huddle is standing 20 feet away from you.
You can ask, and we can just get
I
this
mean,
over with.
I
so we
like,
can
I,
close the block.
I
Alright,
personally
I am
don't have
going
an
to
issue.
ask-
I
I'm
don't
going to
have
ask
an
her
issue.
what happens if
Yeah, that's
you
fine.
don't sacrifice the food.
I don't, yeah, because I don't have an issue if you want to make that assumption. That's fine. I just didn't know where you were coming at this angle. So,
Hey,
if you want to ask, that's perfectly fine.
He failed an intelligence check, so he just assumes that people are food.
Yes,
Um,
I assumed.
So, okay, yeah. If so, you go up, you ask Nimsy Huddle, what happens if if you're not offering food, and she's talking to some of the folks around there, and she says, well, I mean, it's not necessarily just your food. It's offerings that you can make. Not everybody has the opportunity to sacrifice. To me, times are rough right now. But it's more as a collective town. We are all in this together. Much like those those poor people down in Bremen, they can't even afford to sacrifice their food, so they huddle together in one or two buildings, no candles, no lights and whatnot. We don't do that. That's just inhumane. But just like a days of catch, from the lake, and she gestures off, and you can see some of the fishers are already out there. And she says, or whatever can be, gathered up from the town. We put it onto a big sled and we wheel it up, about a mile up into the forest, and we leave it there, and it goes off to Arl's beasts.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck sacrifice symptom is, but
Sacrifice what?
symptom.
Symptom?
Yeah,
Oh,
because I was looking up how to spell sacrifice, and it was a sacrifice
Oh.
symptom. I'm like, okay.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. So,
But he's going to give Kyra. How much food do we realistically need to take with us?
if you guys don't want to have to potentially go out hunting for elk or anything like that, you're going to need at least a day's worth of rations for each one of you out. And then, because like for the day that you are on,
Right.
and then on top of that, it depends on, how late you guys are going to be out there. So, if you're coming back and it's late, you guys might be coming back to town exhausted, depending on how late you guys come back, if you stay out the next day. But if you come back during midday, you wouldn't be suffering any major levels of exhaustion. So it really just depends on how much you want to give to her, kind of like lessen your load.
Yeah. Because
I know-
I've got 52 pounds, so
Right.
I've got 26 days worth of food.
Yeah. So that's it. It's, you got, and keep in mind, that's 26 days for one person.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Everyone else,
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
yeah.
So if I give her 15,
Yeah, if you give her 15, that puts you down to 15. So that covers the rest of the group for at least the next 5 days.
if I give
Or,
Kyra
sorry,
15,
not 5
that'll
days.
give
Sorry.
us 11.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
that should cover us for 2 days.
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
all right. 11.
All right.
That's still 22 pounds of food.
Still a good bit of food.
It is,
Still a
but
good bit.
at least it's not 52.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm just trying to make notes in my notes. We're in Lonelywood, yeah?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. So I gained me 30 pounds of less weight. Can I also leave? Can I have another? I'm gonna just make notes of what I leave with Kyra at the town.
That's fine as long as you keep note of it and you take it off your character sheet.
Yeah. Because I don't need two 50-foot ropes.
Okay.
I don't know why I have two 50-foot ropes. But I'm getting rid of one of those.
Oh.
I don't need common clothes.
Okay.
So move that to Kyra 2. Climber's kit's always good. Crowbar, mess kit. Do we need torches?
If, as far as I know, Smith has a lantern, which he would have. He would have some amount of oil with.
Didn't he just get a magical lantern?
He got a hooded lantern of, well, somebody did. I think that was Groff.
I might have gave it to Smith. I don't remember. Let's see if I still have it.
No, you should have it. Trust him.
Oh, I do have it. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, because it was a.
Smith, do you want it?
Sure.
No, I'll give it to Smith.
Okay, so Smith now has a lantern of revealing. Which is 30-foot radius dim light, 30-foot or 30-foot bright, 30-foot dim.
Okay.
So, and it's a hooded lantern, so it's an all-encompassing kind of thing, and it's 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, which which I know for a fact your group has. Groff has 2 on him. How much do you have, Smith?
8 flasks.
How many flasks do you have?
8 flasks of oil, it says.
Where are you seeing 8 flasks of oil?
Out of possession.
On his character sheet?
I'm not seeing 8 flasks of oil.
Under other possessions.
Oh! I do see that down there. Yeah. Go into inventory, and you can actually search up. I think you can search up. Yeah, if you go to manage inventory, you can add oil flask.
Am I adding any special lantern? What?
Yes, it is a lantern of revealing. So shit, if you have 8, you have enough for 4 solid days. And considering you're probably not using this when you're in town, you're probably good for a while on oil. So I don't really have to bug you guys about that.
I'm assuming there's nothing in that. Never mind.
Okay.
Who took the boat?
Actually, I don't know if anyone did take the folding boat.
I thought we left the chest back there and with Kyra for the time being.
Yeah, I'm almost positive you guys have the chest still back there for the time being.
Why?
I don't know.
We
So
don't-
she can store stuff in the secret compartment. I think that's what Wu said.
Yep.
That is true.
I think it's really much better for us instead of her.
That's a big
I mean,
chest.
we don't. We also don't necessarily need a boat right now.
This is when you edit the video and fast forward to the moment at the end of the session where we really needed the boat.
It's okay. I can summon animals and just summon a Lapras.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready now after I've unloaded my stuff to Kyra.
Cool. Like I said, I just didn't know. I didn't know what your situation was there. So, quick second. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Cool. So, you guys start to you guys drop off your stuff there with Kyra. Um, she's currently staying over with Dr. Skornstein. Um, she has he has offered her a place to stay for the time being, while the inn is being built before it's before things are able to get fully set up there. And he has like a small little area set up there in the doctor's office for her. So she is going to be staying there until the inn is fully up and running. You drop your stuff off to her, and you guys are going to head up to the cabin. Does anyone actually know where the cabin is?
North.
I remember the map of it because I remember he didn't give me the map, but he showed me where it was located. But because I remember him saying it was like north into the woods, but I don't remember where exactly it was. Like I'm seeing the map in my head, but I can't place it.
Do me a favor and roll me a history check.
Do I have any sort of advantages? Because the other person that was with me was Kyra whenever they explained this. Because that's an 11.
Yeah. So the only thing you remember is that
Damn it, Altman.
Copper explained that it was north of the forest of Lonelywood. So if you look at the map currently, that kind of gives you, a fairly robust area.
I guess I could ask some of the local hunters because they would probably know the woods of Lonelywood like the back of their hands more than the foreign person that came on a boat.
Okay. So are you approaching somebody there?
Yeah, I would approach one of the people that I presume would be a hunter and whatnot, or actually, maybe our good friend that we almost massacred out of a porta potty.
Oh, okay, Ogden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's with us?
Yeah,
Fun
he
enough.
is. You walk up to Ogden. You guys went off to go drop this stuff off to Kyra. And you come back, you see Ogden standing there, and he's just like, I mean, it's good wine. Is it 5 gold wine? I don't know.
Still going on about that wine.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's good wine. Still just trying to decide. Ain't got too much money on me. But maybe the missus will like it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Hey, I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah.
You know this area fairly well and whatnot. Do you know of like a cabin that's north of the woods? Like
you mean the Blackwood cabin?
yeah, the
Yeah, I know.
Blackwood cabin.
Yeah, I know about it. What's up?
Do you know where it's at? Because I was told to go check on somebody that was living there.
Ah, okay.
With the white moose and all that stuff, they wanted to make sure their friend was doing all right.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I do know where it is. It's been a while since I've been up there. I mean, months. So, not not particularly my best in mind. But yeah, So what you want to do? Easiest way to get up there because I could take you through all the paths up through the forest and all, but yeah, your best bet. You're gonna follow the river up here. Keep it on your left, and after about let's say 3 hours or so, then you're gonna want to head east, about an hour, give or take. With how I'm giving this to you in miles. Up 3 miles. Bear east. It's like another mile and a half up from there. It's a bit of a ways, but I mean, this time of year. Well, I guess with everything that's going on, it's gonna take you a little while to get up there because normally, that trek straight shot, you'd be done, lickety split. But with the amount of snow that we have right now, it's gonna be a bit of a trek.
Yeah, I figured it would be a bit of a trip, but you said just follow the river for about 3 miles and then go east.
That's it. Yeah, about that. Yeah, that'll. So you'll know you're on the right path. There's a bit of like a cliff face right alongside it. It's you'll as long as that's on your left. Once you bear east, then you should be all right.
All right, doesn't seem too hard.
He says, "All right. Well, if you're heading up there, I wish you the best. That's it's that place was that place has been around. Before 10 Towns was even a thing. So I've been there
Definitely
myself.
new around here, so I don't know much of the landmarks or anything. Speaking of landmarks, I know you said about the cliffside. Would there be anything if I spot something I know I followed the river too far, or?
Well, you see, I couldn't really give you too far beyond that. I don't mostly go, that far beyond there. Well, you know what? There is a big old, there's a big old like glacial rock up there. It's like a big old, part of the glacier that been there for as long as I can remember. That's about 2 miles up out of the way. So if you get to that, then you're in real trouble.
All right, good to know. Now, Lucas, metagaming wise, will this allow Neo Guri to evolve into a Glaceon?
No. No, it works in reverse. He becomes a Flareon.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah, so with
All
that
right.
yeah, should be good.
Yep.
All right. So, you guys
got all that?
yeah, the whole group like standing over your arch shoulder. Okay, cool. So, being that you guys are just gonna be following the river, keeping it on your left, I'm not going to make you roll survival checks to follow that, considering you'll have that. But what does happen though is you guys are just starting to make your way out of the more thicker area of Lonelywood. The trees are starting to become sparse and intermittent as you're keeping the river on your left. You can see down to it. It's about 10 feet down off of this like drop. The water on the top has frozen over, but you can tell there is still water flowing underneath it. You don't know how strong the ice is or anything like that. But like I said, it's been about it's been about 2 hours now, and the wind starts to pick up a little.
Oh God, not this shit again.
You hear the howl of it coming through the trees off to the east, and as it does, the branches of the trees begin to disperse the snow laid upon them that kick up across and bluster past all of you.
The wind in his throat.
Huh?
I kick it in its throat.
You kick the wind in its throat. Good job.
Knock the wind out of it.
Hey. And as the minutes go by, as you guys are continuing on this forward march, along the riverside, the wind kicks up more and more and more, and the snow starts carrying across the tundra. Within minutes, you realize the danger of the situation as your visibility plummets to that out to 30 feet ahead of you. What are you eating, Aaron?
Crackers.
Okay, yeah, there's a loud ass fucking crackers.
I swear he doesn't know how to use NVIDIA Broadcast.
So yeah.
It's on. I don't know why.
Wait, it's
I
on.
ever
Do you have
It-
the noise removal turned on?
should.
Do you have the strength all the way up?
I never turn the strength all the way up. I keep mine on about 30%.
Hey, he should probably turn his all the way up.
So like I said, your vision is cut back to 30 feet. Those of you who in the group has goggles. I know Groff does.
I got goggles.
You have goggles?
I have goggles.
What goggles do you have?
I have
Just
goggles
goggles.
of object reading.
Okay. So
But no, I do have in my notes as well that I do have a pair of goggles, but I also have Devil's Sight.
No. I'm not necessarily worried about dark vision. I need to know, do you have an actual pair of goggles?
In my notes, it does say I have a pair of goggles besides the goggles of object reading.
Okay.
Lucas, when I
Yeah.
was sledding around and trying to find them,
Yes.
would I have made myself goggles or not?
So I'm going to say, give me one quick second to look something up real quick.
Because I remember you showing us the different goggles and whatnot, and you just started pulling goggles or like skiing goggles off of Google to show us.
Oh, that's no goggles.
Yeah. Starting equipment. So starting equipment is cold weather clothing. Cold weather clothing, crampons, which are those things that you can attach to your boots, and snowshoes, which reduce the likelihood of you falling in deep snow. Do me a favor, Ravenchuck. Roll me an intelligence check.
Alright. Well, crap.
Yeah, so the wind is starting to blow. Everyone, Ravenchuck, you kind of look around, as the wind is picking up and everything is starting to bluster. You see, Wu already has his goggles on. You see Groff puts on his that have like kind of this reddish tint to them. Gerard, are you putting on the goggles of object reading?
Well, no, that's what I mean. I have the goggles of object reading, and then I had a pair of snow goggles in my
Right.
other possessions.
Right, which is why I'm asking, what are you putting on?
I would probably, the goggles of object reading don't do shit if I recall. Yeah, you have advantage on an Arcana checks.
Well, yeah, but they're
Not a
still
creature
they're
object,
still
you can say.
goggles.
Yeah,
So
I'll
I
just
didn't
do
know.
the goggles of. I'll do
Okay.
the goggles of object reading because it allows me to reveal information of a creature as well with an Arcana check, so
Yeah.
might as well.
Okay, that's fine. I just didn't know which one you were putting on because I didn't realize you had two pairs. So yeah, Ravenchuck, you see, like I said, you see Wu already has his on. Groff slides his down. Gerard's puts these newer ones that he just got from the ramshackle with the purple crystal lenses. You see Smith pulls out, one of only the handful of major possessions that he has on him, a pair of goggles that he puts on, and you realize at this point that the snow is blowing across your face, kind of whipping at your eyes, and it's becoming harder and harder for you to see.
Do you
Fuck
need a
crap.
pair of goggles? Do you not have any? I thought everybody that lived up here in the Dale had some.
No, I don't.
We will
I
say
lost mine.
yeah, I was gonna say we'll say that you start looking around in your bag. You can't find yours. You had some. They were nice. They were like, you know, like chrome or something, like some kind of precious metal that you had crafted. But you cannot find them in this moment of need.
I can give you my extra pair for the time being.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that.
I'll give him my extra pair of goggles
Okay.
for now.
I didn't realize you had two
I'm
pairs.
since I'm like snow blowing in my eyes, I'm like trying to grab him, but miss his hand
Yeah.
punch. Like,
Yeah.
where are they?
Yeah, that's it. The wind is just blowing past. It's kind of like screaming in your ears. You also realize that at this point, the the light from the moon is barely visible in the air, as it has been about 2 hours. The sun, quote unquote, that even exists has already started to go down, so it has become darkness around you. I imagine Smith has at this point pulled out his lantern of object reading that Groff gave him. And being that it is a hooded lantern, I have to see something here.
Just remember, I can see up to 120 feet.
I'm aware. I mean, not
Me
you can
too.
see you can see in darkness. That doesn't mean
Yeah,
you can
not
see
snow.
past all the snow. Even with your dark vision, you are only able to perceive out to about 30 feet in front of your faces. So you see that like Smith, you're trying to, like, you know, keep you're keeping this lantern to your side, you know, out of the way of the blowing wind in order to keep the flame going. Yeah, you guys realize very quickly that you are caught up in a blizzard.
It might
I'm gonna
snow
pass a
today,
rope
lads.
around. I'm gonna tie a rope around myself, and I'm gonna pass it along to people, saying, tie yourselves to it so we don't get separated.
Okay.
You know, the last time we were in a blizzard, we walked around in circles for 6 hours trying to find dwarves.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. I also forgot to make you guys make a bunch of survival checks that day. Or no, I did. I think I did have you guys do that. Yeah.
That's why we walked around for
Yep.
6 hours.
All right. So Ravenchuck is tying himself, with this rope, and he hands it off. Who is tying themselves along this line of rope?
I'll
I'd
marry
try-
myself to Ravenchuck.
Okay.
What? To me, man?
Mary.
What?
I'd tie myself around the rope, and then I'm just, for the sake of argument,
Wait.
I'm assuming the snake is on me and Albot is on me as well, so
Yeah,
Neogary would just hold on.
Yeah. Chris has wrapped himself. Chris and Marcus have kind of Chris has wrapped himself around your neck.
No. I have Chris and Albot and Neogary because I switched them out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You do have Albot. Yeah. So Chris is wrapped around your neck, holding tight. Albot has basically like dove into your arms, and Neogiri is just kind of like standing there next to you. You see from his pocket dimension, he pulls out this big hood and just puts it over his head. Smith and Aaron, are you guys likewise tying yourself off to the rest of the group?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
If you need helps with the knots, lads, me and the walrus practiced.
Ah!
Oh, I don't want to think of Groff tying knots. All right, so, what are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna continue pushing on?
Might as well.
Okay. If no one is opposed, who do you have navigating the group?
I know how to get there, and I feel like Smith would be the best option that knows the area and all that stuff like the back of his hand, so I would presume it's like
Are we
maybe
close?
Huh?
Are we close?
You guys are still about 2.5, 3 hours away from your destination. So you
So
don't you don't currently know how long this blizzard is going to last, though.
I say we hunker down here. I can't see much of anything right now.
Well, keep in mind that would also mean that we have to attempt to go through this blizzard to get back to Lonelywood. Like, I feel like we're somewhere in between the two.
Don't we have decent tents? I thought someone had decent tents.
It looks like in the inventories here,
I have a tent.
Gerard
I thought
does.
someone,
Roth
really good.
doesn't have a tent anymore.
Gross tent
Or
was
he-
destroyed,
Oh, that's right.
and yes, so you guys currently have a single 2-person tent.
I'm so glad I'm the only one that has a tent.
That can fit all of us in there. We'll
Yeah.
be warm, cozy.
I guess that makes it simple then.
So yeah, with that information, what are you guys gonna do?
We can try pushing on through the blizzard and get to that cabin.
Push on.
Let's move forward.
Oh boy, let's make a bunch more. Let's make a bunch of survival saving throws.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Good thing I tied a rope around us, or at least 3 of us.
no, it's around all of you.
Okay.
All right. So
For
so
now.
is Smith the one being designated as the navigator?
Yeah, probably Smith and then me following close behind since I know
Gerard.
of the location, like I was explained the location, but then Smith because he knows the area better, so you would be able to probably traverse it better and be like, yeah, we've traveled down this river for so and so hours, so we've done this many miles or whatever.
All right.
What about Groff with his fancy goggles? Shouldn't he be close up front, towards the front?
With the thermal goggles to see through the snow.
Yeah, I could do that.
Now
I'll-
I will
I'll be
say
towards the
leading,
back,
but-
but in this case, I think.
now
Groff
I will
would
I
help.
will say with Groff, his
I'll
thermal
be
goggles
leading
do allow him to see heat signatures out to 45 feet because pretty much everything right now is just a blistering cold, but he can see things moving in. He would be able to see something moving into the range of about 45 feet, so about 15 feet before you could physically see something.
Okay, sure. We can do
so
that.
maybe more in the center then, or what do you guys think? Should I be in the front or the center?
I mean, my thought was having like the two big fighters being Smith and Wu on either side of us and the squishies be in the center.
I just kind of wished we had taken a rest before we left, because I only have 14 HP. Now that I realized that,
Oh yeah.
What do you
never
mean? I have
rested either.
37.
I have 14.
Nah, that sounds like a you
I
issue.
have 15.
Well, this wasn't discussed at the beginning, now was it? We're in the thick of it now, boys. So, I mean, yeah, we can have Groff be like right behind Smith so he can see further out and whatnot, and I can just kind of relay the message to Groff and hope Groff can understand mileage.
So who is
Can I-
navigating the group?
I'm going to try to keep track of how far we've gone.
Okay.
I have an 18 intelligence. I should be able to do that.
Okay. So, so Smith, you said that you were leading the group?
Yes.
Okay. So Smith, do me a survival check. And Ravenchuck, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh, please be good this time. I'll take it.
Hey!
So, you guys, you know, you're hit by this blustering wind. Everything is becoming darker and hazier. It's harder to see further out ahead of you. You realize your situation is fairly dire as you only have the one tent. So you decide to press on. Smith taking the front of the lead. Ravenchuck offering the rope to tie you all together. And with that, Smith, you continue pushing on. You have Urard telling you, keep the river on your left. Once we get to a certain point, we have to veer east. And it's after about an hour or so, you hear, Ravenchuck in the back. He's like, yeah, he yells up that it's been about, another mile. You are able to get that information and continue to press on until you realize you have now reached a point where the river meets this fissure off to the east. So you start to bear your course east, and I need another survival check and another intelligence check. All right, so Smith, you are able to press on and keep the group on the path that you are supposed to be following. Ravenchuck, though, now that you've kind of moved away from the river, you were kind of using that as like your guiding point to follow the curve of it. Now that you've veered off, you're not really able to discern how far you've gone. But Smith, you feel that you are still on this main path. You feel that you are still following the path true. But it's while you are pushing through the cold and blowing wind, you have the lantern out ahead of you, and it is at that point that you actually see Groff. You see ahead of the group a heat signature starting to move towards the group.
Oi, lads, incoming.
What kind of heat signature? Humanoid? Monster?
Yeah, can I tell, like, what it looks like, general shape?
It looks
Pulse
humanoid.
Hydra?
I was going to say 2 legs or 4.
It's bipedal, lads.
Well,
Oh.
that could be the person we're trying to see, but that could also mean trouble, so guess
I
we'll
cast
see.
Fireball.
No!
I cast Fireball.
Yeah.
We would warm up very fast.
That's true. All right. Yeah. So, do you guys do anything before they come into sight?
Cast Fireball.
Prep my bow.
Okay.
Get ready to cast Firebolt.
Okay. So, as you guys are pushing through, Groff, you see that person over there, and you guys start to prepare, and it's at that point that they get within sight of you. You can see that on their side, it's a figure that is completely clad in cold weather clothing. They have these like wide set boots that they're wearing that's kind of keeping them on top of most of the snow. There appears to be some kind of like canister attached to their clothing, and then there is a container on the side, and you see on the chest this tiny little like glass piece. And as soon as they come within view, you see this figure, and I'll post a picture here in the chat. And almost as soon as they see you, You see their eyes kind of like flickering and fluttering, and then they have their hand outstretched, reaching out to you, and then they just collapse on the ground.
I can't come to see if he's alive. No. Mm.
I'm gonna go up and check on him.
Okay.
Yeah, go check doctor.
All right. You go up and you're able to tell this man's face. He has. So you turn him over. You can see this man's nose is almost completely black, and it is just almost frostbitten, completely off. You're taking a look at him. You try and feel for any kind of pulse or anything like that, but all of his clothing is just too thick for you to really make any kind of dissertion, to make any kind of assertion on his current state.
We need to find someplace warm and undress this man so I can check him.
We have one tent.
We do. We have a single tent that we can go ahead and attempt to set up in the middle of a blizzard so you can check him. I don't know how much further this cabin is.
Can I make another intelligence check to see how far we've made it?
Yeah, roll me, Smith, roll me survival, and, Ravenchuck, roll me intelligence.
Oh, come on.
Gee.
My rolls tonight. I've gotten one good roll.
So you guys figure that you're close, but you don't know exactly how close you are. Smith, in your mind, you're just like, it shouldn't be too much further up, That's kind of just like how it is in your mind. Like you're following this like rocky face, figuring that it's not too far from here.
And the only thing I can do to try and keep him warm is I can make a blade out of fire and just kind of keep it close to him to try and keep him warm while we try and find this cabin.
How many people is it? Is it just one guy or multiple people?
It's just one
Just
guy.
one dude.
I'll carry him and say, let's get to the cabin. It's not too much further.
Okay.
To try and keep him living, I will do Forge Elemental Blade. So I just have like the fire blade to try and keep some heat on him.
Yeah, you almost
Could
like
cast Lesser Restoration on him.
well, what's the restoration? Let me see. Yeah, well, he's not blind, deaf, and I'm kind of paralyzed. He's exhausted, is what he is.
Oh, I have a
Like-
fire blade to keep him warm.
Level 1 to level 6, how exhausted is he?
You don't know that.
Total level 5. Why do you ask?
I mean, the fact that the man just collapsed, it might give you an illusion to his level of exhaustion. Yeah, so Smith, you throw him over your shoulder, and you are going to press on. You have your Rard behind you. He kind of like almost looking like he's pulling some of the flame from your lantern, your lantern, and crafts this blade that you start to hold near him to try and keep him warm. And you're noticing that the wind from the blizzard is almost just instantly like blowing out this sword.
I'm gonna keep casting like Firebolt on it to help keep it lit.
Okay. So Smith, roll me a survival check.
Can't get
Okay.
any good rolls.
So you guys eventually you continue marching along, and eventually you are able to see not too far ahead of you. What the hell is going on? fuck? There we go. You are able to see not too far ahead of you, through this blizzard. You kind of press up along it. There is what looks like a structure not far in the distance.
That's probably the cabin. I say we make a mad dash for it so we can get in and get this man checked.
Did anybody check? Didn't you say he was
So we
holding
go
like some
slow.
kind of glass container?
Yes.
Did anybody check that yet?
No.
Oh, we're more worried about his life than taking his crap.
Might be a clue what he's doing though. Groff's gonna check what he's holding.
Okay. You take a look at him. Give me 1 second. I need near Geary.
What are you doing to the magical raccoon dog?
Nothing. I just literally have to put it on the map.
White claw check.
For warmth.
The one time I can get a 13 or above a 10, it's on a shortness check.
Apparently hitting spacebar launches rolls on D&D Beyond. That's weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was trying to hit
does?
spacebar and something else, and it kept doing
Oh,
White Claw checks.
Jesus.
Hey, a 38 on a shortness check.
yeah, I'm still short. Dang it.
All right. Oh, fuck. This is a pain in the butt. Hold on. Give me just a second. I have to go in and adjust all of your
My
light down.
6 million
I
companions.
won't. No, I won't. I won't do that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to move you guys up to here. So, there is... Basically, you cannot see more than 30 feet in front of you for what it is worth. But I don't think that's too much of an issue on this map. But yes, as you arrive at this location, like I said, you see this building, you see this structure up ahead of you in the snow. Once you get up to it, you realize very quickly that it is an outhouse, and to the right of it is a small shed where some lumber is being stored. Groff, roll me a perception check. This is going to be for you looking over that guy.
27, motherfucker.
Christ.
I know its chemical compound.
You might notice a little more. Roll me. Shit.
That's normally what goes into the outhouse.
Yeah.
That's the chemical. That's the chemical compound.
It's just that liquid toilet stuff to dissolve the poo.
Yeah. So you look at this guy. You know, you're taking a look at him, and as you're looking at this harness that's on him. And it actually doesn't surprise you what this is, but just the fact that something like this isn't more widespread through Icewind Dale is kind of surprising to you. What you realize that this is like a little combustion chamber. So essentially, you would put a flask of oil on the backside of it, and a flame would be lit with that. And then the heat kind of radiates around the body. But on top of that, that little glass piece that you saw on his chest would be essentially a spotlight lantern.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna try to make one of these.
I'm assuming the wind blew out the flame, hence the frostbite, and hence why he may not be properly dressed.
So Groff, as you look into this, you can realize that as you are taking a look at him, you realize that the glass medallion on his chest is cracked. With a closer inspection, so you can see inside that there would be a little spot for a flame that would come up through a tube that was on here. But the other thing that you notice is that the bottom part of this little chamber on the front there is cracked. There's a kind of a chunk taken out of it. You also notice that the canister that is in it, it has a film on the inside of it that as you take a look at, you see the sheen of it off of the light coming from Smith's lantern, and you can see that it has like an oily residue leading you to believe that this was a oil chamber that would have been loaded into here, and the one that he has attached to his side is empty.
So does it seem like these are more for light or for warmth?
You can imagine that it would be for both.
Okay. So it's basically a glow stick combined with a hot hands.
Pretty much. Just kind
Why
of
hasn't that been invented yet?
all powered off of like an oil canister that you load into that chamber.
Neat.
So yeah, as you're taking a look at this, you guys realize that you're just outside of this cabin. As you approach it, Smith's flawless checks have led you guys to this cabin. You can see where it gets the name from. The outside of it is made of a dark kind of black wood. But everyone roll me perception checks, and you all have goggles, so that doesn't matter. You don't have disadvantage.
Oh, great! Now I have the curse of Ravenchuck.
Why is Smith restrained and Ravenchuck poisoned?
I think Smith just never took away his restrained from when he had web shot at him, which would not be the case. Ravenchuck is still poisoned. So
And Groff's invisible.
Groff was only invisible. Oh yeah, Groff just needs to turn that off.
There we go.
Yeah. Cause Ravenchuck is no, actually Ravenchuck is good.
I'm gonna add a D6 with my helping hand from one of my companions here. Hey, 6, there we go. It's a solid 15 perception now, if that matters.
Wait, what are you doing?
I rolled a 9, and then I was gonna use helping hand from the animal companions with bond
Okay.
strength of 13 or higher to add a D6, and I rolled a 6, so my perception is now 15.
Cool. So yeah, Woo, I'm gonna say that you notice this because it's still very blustery out. You guys are kind of in like, this like let's get to the cabin as quickly as we can. But Woo, you're the one who is able to notice. So to give you a little bit of a better description. So this cabin is perched up on the edge of a snowy ridge. You can realize that fissure that you were following spread out and opened up into a gorge, and you can see the Black Lodge on wooden stilts above it. Whatever path that had led to this place at any one time is currently buried under the snow. You do see icy steps climb to a snow-covered walkway that clings to the southern side of this structure. The building's slumped posture and sagging snow-covered roof, coupled with there is broken windows and loose flapping shutters, suggest that this place doesn't have anybody in here. There's just kind of like debris across the entire place. Like I said, there's the roof is sagging in from the heavy snow and is almost collapsed. There's broken windows. You see the shutters open, windows just kind of busted open, and large snowdrifts huddling around the rotting stilts, and engulfing the nearby woodshed and outhouse. So they're just kind of, suffocated by all this snow, as the wind is just howling in this area. So the main thing that you see, Wu, is more the fact that there is just like desolation across the ground where these planks and broken glass parts from the windows are.
Okay. But it looks abandoned and whatnot.
Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna open up the door to the outhouse.
You open up the outhouse as so you like start digging it out. It takes you a couple minutes to dig it out because, like I said, it is half buried in snow here. And as you look inside, you actually do see something down inside the bowl of the toilet. You can see that it appears to be pieces of paper that have writings and drawings on it.
Can I understand what is written?
It is very hard to discern anything because like you're peering down into this and you can see stuff written on it, but it's mostly obscured by the poop that's on it that was, as this was turned into toilet paper.
Gotcha.
Well,
So what is everyone else doing in this moment?
I'm just gonna keep checking up on the old man.
All right.
I'll just be keeping an eye around, seeing if there's any animal tracks or anything to indicate if like an animal got into the cabin and that's why he left or anything like that.
Gotcha. All right. So wait, sorry, say it again, Jared.
I'm checking to see if there's any. I know there's the blizzard or whatnot, but if there was any indications of like animals that got into the cabin or anything like that, because why would he leave the cabin unless it was absolutely dire?
Yeah, so you don't see anything, you don't see any kind of marks or anything like that. Like, the blizzard has wiped away all traces of footprints. Even as you look back on where your party just came from, as you spent these couple minutes trying to dig out this outhouse to see if there was anything in there, most of the tracks that you guys left are already gone. Now, I will say, as you are over here, you do see that along this walkway, there does appear to be a door on two doors on this outside walkway. One further out over here, and then one over here.
We just need to get this man inside.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. Grab him.
All
I
right.
agree.
All right. So.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you guys start to Smith. I'm assuming you head up to the walkway to go up into one of the rooms.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going into the first door or that is here on this side, or are you going up to the one over here?
Probably the first one, whichever's closest, really.
Okay.
Easier to get to.
Cool.
Whichever I
So
prefer.
you start to make your way up. You have this man thrown over your shoulders. The rest of you start to make your way up. As you enter into this room, I'll move you guys all in there. I don't have you on magnetic stance. All right. And as you shut the door behind you, the last one in, you guys walk into this abandoned workshop. Frost in here is covering everything. On top of that, you see that there is a set of smithing tools as well as tinkerer's tools spread across the wooden table, as well as some twisted bits of metal. Not only that, you also see a bookcase along the northern wall that as you look up to it, at this point, Gerard, you are able to see that there is up on the corner of this bookcase, as you're walking in, you can hear the chittering sounds of a family of squirrels.
Oh God, squirrels!
Dinner.
Almost immediately
Hey,
upon
squirrels.
upon you guys jumping in there, you see that like the one jumps down onto the floor and scurries along, and like goes out through a small opening in underneath the one window over here, and within seconds comes back in completely covered in snow and goes back up onto that perch where the other squirrels are. You can hear them chittering to themselves, and you see that.
Speak with animals.
Okay.
I talk to them with just me.
Okay. So what does you're casting speak with animals. What does Ravenchuck say in that moment?
I just be like, we are friends.
Okay.
I'm gonna communicate with them.
All right. So you hear them chittering. As soon as you cast speak with animals, Gerard, you are able to hear these things. They're just kind of chattering, and you hear them speaking. It's very like short, immediate, ideas of like cold, scared, big creatures, and then hiding. Like, they're like, they're so big, we have us hide, it's so cold outside, the wind is blowing.
Don't worry, we're not gonna hurt you. We're just trying to help our friend. You guys can stay up in your corner. We're not gonna touch you. We're gonna leave you be.
Hear them like chittering, and it's like, oh, it spoke to us. It speaks. It knows too much.
Oh
It
no!
knows too much.
What is that from? That was a skit
That's from Rick and
something.
Morty. That's from Rick and
Yeah.
Morty. Come here, little boy. Come here, little boy. I know you can understand us. It's like, wait, is that kid looking at us like directly?
Squirrels were talking about like
Yeah.
taking over the
Taking
world.
over the
or
world.
something.
Come here, little boy.
And as Morty's running, all the squirrels from
Ah,
the entire area.
Morty!
start-
Now we gotta leave another universe. As he paralyzes all the squirrels. He's like, we got about 5 minutes.
We gotta
Um,
leave now, Morty.
Yeah. So with that,
Ravenchuck, teleport us out of here. The squirrels know.
you see them hunker down where they are. They have like a shredded book over top of them that they're kind of like pulling off some pages and pressing them up against themselves, trying to keep warm.
All right, let's get this man checked out here. I'm assuming now that we're inside, my elemental blade isn't exactly dissipating from wind.
Right, yeah. So the windows in here are not broken. Once you shut the door, you can still hear the howling wind from outside. But you can start to hear that it is slowly dying down. It's not nearly as bad as it was when you guys were following the fissure line. And when you found this man, that it is slowly starting to die. But in here, you guys are able to hear each other, and your flames are, of no ill effect.
All right, Ravenchuck, work your magic.
All right, I will certainly try to, but I've been doing pretty bad lately.
All right. Go ahead and give me that medicine check.
I mean, I can help if you want.
Maybe in a minute. Let's see what I get.
Are you proficient in
I don't need
medicine,
your help.
Jared?
Yes.
I know you are.
Me? No, I just have a +3
Oh yeah, you have to. Son.
because of nature bullshittery.
Yeah. So, okay. So Ravenchuck, you are starting to look this man over. Oh god, it's so weird looking at Justin's camera. You are starting to look this man over. As you're able to finally like get his gloves off and everything, you can actually see that like his fingertips are starting to turn black from frostbite. Like I said, his nose is already kind of black at the tip, and it's hard to the touch. And you can see that the blood vessels in it have started to recede as, the blood is trying to move closer to the core of the body.
Isn't this
and-
called like what like? Not what I was thinking. Never mind. I was going to say, isn't this called like necrophilia? But that's something totally different.
know
Not
that-
the-
Hypothermia? What the fuck?
Yeah, hypothermia. Yeah.
Isn't this
Necrophilia.
necrophilia?
I don't think what that was called.
And you, yeah, hypothermia. And yeah, so it's hypothermia with onset frostbite. And as you are like kind of like feeling across his body, trying to get a pulse, you do get a very slight pulse. But you realize that this man is just, almost on death's door. That you can discern from him that he could have been out in the elements without the protection of whatever this contraption, this mechanism that's on him, for what could have been days now.
Is there a fireplace in this cabin?
That you don't know. So far there is no door from this room into another room. You would have to go out of here across the walkway and into the other room.
I'm gonna be like, woo, start a fire.
I mean, I have
You're
a
not my
flame
boss.
blade of fire.
That's not enough heat.
The heat that can be provided, because we have somebody who calls himself the Fire Fist, is currently lost to the void, and I just see Lucas's carpet.
So is Wu attempting to make a fire?
No.
Okay.
We can
don't
try
want to.
getting him. We can try getting him into the main cabin if you want, Ravenchuck. We just have to hurry.
Yes, this man needs warmth now.
All right. We'll transport him over to the main cabin, or the next door.
All right. So you guys open up the door, kind of, bursts open from the wind outside. It's still blowing hard. Smith, are you picking up this man and taking him over to the other room?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anyone have like any extra blankets we could throw on this dude?
Did you buy any?
Did you buy any?
It's not the question.
It is the question. It's the exact same question.
Well, I have my blankets. They're mine. Oh.
I can tie him up for you.
We don't need him to be tied up. Unless you're talking about Woo, then yes, tie Woo up.
I will tie Woo up.
Give me one quick second. I just gotta look at something. All right. So yeah. So you guys all start making your way out of here, and starting to proceed around this walkway. As you are, Smith, you have this man thrown up over your shoulder. You can see that some of the planks to this walkway have fallen apart. The stilts that are still there in the ground, but the planks themselves are shattered away. You realize that it would just be easy. It's easy enough just to leap over this. But as you do, and you jump over onto this platform, you can feel the platform under your feet beginning to rock and creak forward, about to fall forward. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
No, Smith, no.
You would have thought we've learned by now not to jump on old wooden planks.
So
I
You would
learned that.
think.
So as you jump across, and that's it. You're a big guy, but you kind of make this leap, and you land on the platform. You start to slide forward from the frost covering this platform. As you do, you grab the handle to the door, but the walkway is starting to now creep forward, and you're starting to slip. As this happens, you quickly grab for the door handle, and you are holding on to that now, and you have this man hanging down behind you that is hanging over this massive gorge that this place is sitting over. As you look down, you realize that the drop into the gorge is about 120 feet.
Cool.
What does anyone else do anything to help him?
He'll never learn if we help him.
I'll
Don't drop the man.
You're not gonna give me a on that throw, are you?
What's that?
I don't get advantage on that throw for it being an effect I can see, is it?
No, because it's not necessarily an effect.
Ah.
I got nothing to save him with right now.
Okay. So
Wait. How far down did he go?
So basically what is happening right now, Smith jumped onto this platform. He went to go and grab onto the door handle to try and open it, but as he did, this platform was slipping. He kind of swung this guy around, and this guy's Smith is now hanging off by this door handle. The platform under his feet.
Wait. I know what to do.
The platform under his feet is completely gone and has fallen down into the gorge. Smith is hanging on by this door handle and is just holding the hooded man with his other arm as he's holding on to this frozen door handle.
I know what to do. Okay. First, I gotta get in through this window, and the only way I know how to without breaking the window is Misty Step.
Are you Misty stepping into there?
Yep, I'll Misty Step in.
All right, you Misty step into the room.
And
Roll
then
initiative.
I'll run over to the door. Please tell me the door opens inwards and not outwards.
You try to pull open this door, and you're doing this very quickly. You realize that it does open inwards, but you're also realizing that you are trying to pull on a door with the weight of Smith and this other man. And you roll me a strength check. Smith, I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Oh, this strength check isn't going to work very well. I have a -1. It's a 15.
So, Smith, you see Gerard disappear in a flash off to your right as he goes into the building. Gerard, in here, you can, as the quickest glance in the world as you move through here, you get this lingering smell of burnt wood, with the faintest scent of wine on the chilled air. Snow has fallen into here that has been pushed into the corners. You can see the walls and furniture are scorched black, including a table in the center of the room. You quickly move across, go to grab this door. Smith, with all the strength you have, you start pulling this man up away from this gorge, and with your other arm you start to pull yourself up, and you get your foot just on the last piece of wood that's still connected to this door frame, and it's at that point that you feel the door handle turn in your hand as it falls in, and you fall forward onto Gerard.
Do they kiss?
Oh,
No.
I got you both in here, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you want to get off of me? You're kind of heavy, no offense. The silence of unspoken words is what leads to the
Maybe it's the
passionate
silence
kiss.
of his love.
Let's make them kiss. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'll slowly get up.
Can I step
Yeah,
on
you
Smith
will.
and have his head go into Gerard's head and have them
Well,
kiss?
considering there's no physical way to get over to that door at this point, it would be quite difficult.
They go, hey, Gerard, open the window.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I'll open the window for them to climb through.
What the hell's going on? Oh wait, I need this tool. There we go. Yep, all of this is gone. All right. You open up the window. You realize that it's going to be a tight fit. As the space to move through this window is not that pleasant. So Groff, Ravenchuck actually would not have to. But Woo and Groff, I need you guys to make Constitution saves.
Hell yeah.
Roth gets stuck.
You roll a 5, you stay
Well, I'm still-
alive. That's the rule.
You
Woo?
said a Constitution saving throw?
Con save, yep.
There we go.
Yeah, there are things that impede your ability to go in there. All right, so Groff, you go up and you squeeze yourself in, and as you are, Gerard has opened up the window, but as you try to climb through it, the glass around you just shatters, and you are just kind of bathed in this broken icy glass as it rains down on you, and even though you are wearing thicker armor, you do sustain 5 points of slashing damage. Woo, you're a little bit more careful going through, but you don't realize the extent of the broken glass on the floor, and as you step down, you kind of slip on it, landing, getting a few shards in you as well for 3 points of damage.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
No, you is the other character. This is Woo.
I know. Just like this is Gerard, not me.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, once you guys are inside, like I gave a bit of a description before. Once you're in there, and Smith, you have your lantern out. You can see this room. The furniture and the walls in here are all completely scorched black. On top of that, there is a lingering smell of burnt wood, but you also notice that it's kind of like the smell of burnt flesh. You also catch the scent, the faintest scent of wine. But on top of that, you see in the center of the room, along with the scorched walls and furniture, is a table with the charred remains of a book on it. Next to the table on the floor, amid several broken wine bottles, is a mostly incinerated skeleton and a round, frost-covered object about 6 inches in diameter.
Now, Lucas, not metagaming here, but did that book possibly contain 46 pages of fireball spells?
No.
Damn
Oh,
it.
yeah.
What was
No.
laying? What was laying next to the skeleton again?
What is laying next to the skeleton is a round, frost-covered object about 6 inches in diameter.
Okay.
So, yeah, you guys have free action. You can do what you wish.
I guess
Groff,
first thing
start a
first.
fire.
Yeah.
Since Woo won't.
Not my boss.
You're not my supervisor.
Who's?
I will.
Are those doors on the opposite side?
Yes. So in this room, you can see that there are doors leading. There is one up here. There is one up here, and there appears to be one down this hallway as well. All right.
I'm going to kind of check this door, see if it's if I'm able to open it.
Yeah, you so while he is doing that, what is everyone else doing? Groff, are you set lighting a fire?
Yeah, I'll start a fire. Is there a fireplace?
Yeah, it's over there next to Neogiri and Beef Chuck.
All right, I'll get that running.
Okay.
I'm gonna be investigating the burnt book to see if there's anything to determine if it's like a diary, a journal, a book that contains 46 fireballs.
That's a thing there, buddy.
That's
I was
a
about to say,
ridiculous
ooh,
thing.
someone started a
Why?
bonfire.
Why would you ever think that's a real thing? What is wrong with you?
I've heard stories of an evil wizard would use multiple spells to put fireballs into a book, and then as soon as you open the book, it explodes with the power of the sun.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Only a madman would come
You
up
should
with
make
that
one.
idea.
You should make one.
It's
Your
I'll
art.
believe it.
it's a gross misuse of game mechanics, but it is a real thing. You can you attach the glyph of warding spell allows you to attach a spell to a page in a book. So if you take a book of say 100 pages, you give it to a warforge, you put him into a bag of holding or a portable hole or something like that. Make sure that he has make sure that he is a coffee lock, a warlock sorcerer who's just recycling spells. He's going to put a glyph of warding fireball onto every single one of those pages so that whenever it opens, all the fireballs go off, dealing 800 d6.
It was 99 pages because the one page was the
Oh.
if the book is open, cast all spells.
No. It's it was that they're all set to go off at the phrase keep the change, you filthy animal, and you have magic mouth cast on the table that it sits on. So when the book is lifted, it says keep the change, you filthy animal, and then the whole book just explodes. But yeah, you could just have it so that the moment the book is opened, that triggers all of them too. But yeah, and then you just keep the portable hole folded up underneath it because that has to stay within 10 feet of it. Anyway, Groff is lighting up this fire. What are you guys doing? So Gerard is looking at the book. Raven, Chuck, and Smith, what are you guys doing?
Taking care of the man. Trying to warm him up. Probably gonna have to amputate his hands or fingers at least.
And his nose. Don't forget about his nose.
Well, you can't amputate a nose.
You can totally amputate a nose.
I mean, you can, but I don't
Point
want to.
proven.
Huh?
Said point proven.
You said I can bring it around in front of the skeleton? We'll probably check that out, I guess.
Okay.
Even
Alright.
if it's probably some first item. Let's check it out.
Coolio. All right, so yeah, Groff, you light this fire. It takes you a minute. The cold air from outside is kind of blown in through the chimney, but you are eventually able to get that lit enough that it is now starting to warm up the area directly around it. It's going to take a little while to warm up everything around here. Woo, you head over to start checking out some of these other doors. As you go up into this one, you can see that it opens up into what looks to be a like a wine storage. The sweet smell of wine filling this room, containing 4 frost-covered barrels.
I'm gonna check them out, see if there's anything in them.
Okay. I'm gonna take you guys off initiative. I don't actually need you guys on initiative right now. Okay. So you go in to start take a look at them.
Woo looks at
Shut
them.
the fuck up. I'll beat your ass.
Oh baby.
Roll me a perception check.
Damn, that was aggressive as fuck. No, I rolled my die and it just went poof, hit the side of the wall and just stopped. I'm like, oh, okay.
Give me 1 second.
One,
Um,
3.
all right. So you start taking a look at these. You know, they're covered in ice and snow. You're starting to scrape it away. You realize immediately, you know, whoever was here was a fairly heavy drinker. And something that you notice about these, as you can finally start getting down, is that the barrels are actually frozen. And considering that's the case, it's taken some pretty extreme temperatures up here to freeze the wine. But you're able to see on the side of it that the branding on the barrel says LaForge Ale and Wine Company.
How do you spell that?
That is going to be spelled. Ooh.
Like LaForge as in
There you
Star
go.
Trek?
Nope. LA''FFORG.
Wasn't too far off on spelling it.
Yeah.
Just forgot the F and gave it another E. And no apostrophe, obviously.
Oh shit! Wait, no, I spelled that wrong. No, it's not LaForge. It's Alaforge. It's A-L. There you go. ALA''FFORG.
You
I know. Sorry, missed that
demon.
letter. My issues with copying and pasting. All right. So while you are checking that out, like I said, there is a sweet smell of wine in this room. You imagine there was at times multiple of these barrels.
Would I know about this company at all?
Roll me a history check. Let me ask you this, because this is something that I don't know. Is Wu a bit of a drinker? Like, does he partake in...
When he needs to get the job done?
Okay. I would say that this is not an overly familiar name to you. It's not something that's... It's not something that jumps out to you. But, you know, there's almost like a... It's like kind of like on the tip of your tongue, like a familiarity, but you can't really speak to it. It's possible you've heard it, or you've seen the label around, you know, or the name, you've seen it around, but you can't really pinpoint it.
Gotcha. Well, Wu's gonna check to kind of see if there's how full these ales are. And then once he's done with that, he's gonna go back into the room and be like, "Hey, has anybody heard of Alaforge?"
Alaforge. So that's his plan.
Okay. Yeah, you start busting into them. Before you get a chance to go out to anyone, I will redirect out to everyone else what you guys are doing in the meantime. So, and I will say, most of them are at least like, you know, they are fairly full, but it's just frozen solid.
Yeah.
All right, so back out to the main area where, like I said, Groff, you are spending your time trying to get this fire lit and everything. Gerard, you said you wanted to check out the book, correct?
Yes. See if I can tell if it was like a journal, anything like that.
Yeah, so you pick this up, and it's very hard to tell anything because pretty much nothing remains of this. The pages in it are just charred out completely, turned to ash. The spine, the leather of it is charred and badly burnt. The only thing that you are even able to make out on the back of it is these letters, ETHER, ether. And it's very apparent that this was part of a longer title. You just do not know what that title was.
Am I able to cast Identify on it to see if it's like a magic book or if it was a magic book or anything like that?
You can cast Identify on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you any. There was no magic attached to it. You don't discern anything about it. And yeah, from the goggles, it's unfortunately you don't learn anything new
Okay.
from it.
Okay.
All right. While you are checking that out, Smith walks over. You kind of feel the ground stomping around you as he's heading over to this skeleton on the ground. Smith, as you look at this skeleton on the ground, you can see that most of it is charred, which, as you know, somebody who is used to seeing dead bodies, and potentially, fighting with fire at some point in your life, you actually know it is kind of striking just how badly burnt these bones are, considering bones don't really burn that easily. But you are able to see that it did belong to what would be an average size human male. But going through him, you see that pretty much nothing is left of his clothing that's on him. But as you search through it, you actually do find an amulet that is kind of amongst all this rubble that looks like that. Your mic is muted if you are trying to tell me anything.
Eating a popsicle.
Ooh, what kind of?
It's an Italian ice.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah. So put it by your feet and send me a picture. I mean, yeah.
Good night, everybody. Good session.
But yeah, you're able to find this amulet that is within the charred bones here. You can see that it has a symbol on it of a golden sun with two hands cradling the sun. The thing that stands out to you, though, is that it shows no signs of damage or any kind of tarnish or anything like that.
I'll pick it up and look at it a little closer, I guess.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check. You're not 100% sure, but you probably imagine that, with how clean this is, everything around here is just charred, burnt, blackened and ashed. This is immaculate. So there's something to this, beyond what you're able to just discern and feel. But you also recognize that the symbol on it could be a similar symbol to that of the god of Lathander, that potentially this could have been, if the body at your feet is the Macradius that you guys have come up here looking for, this might have been his holy symbol.
Do I know about Gerard's goggles?
Yeah, because Ravenchuck was kind of giving everybody an explanation of what everything did. In fact, as you have this thought, you hear this arcane whine coming from his goggles. As you look over, you see the purple lenses on his glasses as he's looking at this charred book. And then as he does, a moment later, he goes, "Oh, not magical," and just sets it down.
take a look at these, or take a look at this.
Yeah, I can't do the spell that I just did, but I can go ahead and take a look because it still gives me advantage on Arcana checks on items.
Yep, roll me advantage.
Oh yeah, my solid 0. Hell yeah.
It's a very nice looking it's a very nice looking amulet. You can tell, you kind of get the same, same idea that it is magical to some degree, but to what that magic within it is, you can't really discern it from there.
Listen, if you keep it, I know the goggles, they go ahead and recharged in the morning, so I can definitely give it a second check in the morning. Keep it though, because it does have something magical in it.
Thank you.
All right. While all that is going on, Ravenchuck, what are you doing with the man popsicle?
I'm going to just put more covers on him, or like I have like some common clothes. I'm guessing I'm not wearing since I'm wearing winter clothes.
Yep.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna take off his winter clothes and throw the common clothes on him.
Okay. Do me a favor. Roll me both a perception check as well as a medicine check.
Okay. Medicine and what?
Perception.
Perception. Hey.
Okay. So you start looking over his body. And you're looking for any kinds of signs of, more injuries or anything like that. You actually do see that on his chest, as you take off his cold weather clothing, you do actually see on his chest, there is a mark that is kind of in line with what would be, like a bruise, like if somebody was like punched to the chest or something like that. As you're taking off his clothing, you're realizing that's exactly where that canister was that was cracked open in the bottom. So you imagine at some point this guy may have gotten into a fight or gotten into some kind of brawl. And on top of that, it's very possible that, during that scuffle is where that canister broke and kind of like hit him in the chest. But the other thing that you notice that stands out to you is you see a number that is etched onto his neck. It's like a tattoo. And it says 118.
The
fuck?
Sorry. It felt like I just got punched in the chest.
Aaron does this. Apparently,
Do you need a doctor?
You know, Aaron, out of curiosity, when you're doing your sword fights, when you get hit, just sexually in the middle of them.
Oh my god, you should do that to intimidate the other person. Like when you get into a grapple and they're like trying to hit you with the pommel of their sword, just be like, "Oh, hit me, daddy, harder." I'll
do that next weekend when we have our next event.
Throw them off their game.
Hit him with the curveball.
Speaking of which, Lucas,
he won't be around.
Which
next
one?
Week.
Weekend.
Which weekend?
Next weekend.
You son of a bitch.
Isn't that Easter, the one that we just
that is
went
the
through
one.
all
That's
this
the one.
shit?
That's the one that I was like, "Hey guys, people got religious things, no big deal. Like, we'll run the one shot. All right, so we'll run the one shot."
I got a bar fight. I just realized.
Fuck. We'll talk about it after the game because I not gonna lie. After I was like, all right, yeah, we'll run P5. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm probably never gonna run this other one. And I just deleted it from the app.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's all good. It's not your fault. Because I deleted the one from Yellowcrest Manor. I'm like, I'll probably never run that one. No big deal. No, we'll talk about it after the game.
Wow, thanks, Justin. I completely forgot about that too.
You're welcome.
What?
And let's not talk about it to anybody else. Leave it a mystery.
God.
Correct.
So yeah,
What's
Ravenchuck.
going on?
So Ravenchuck, you are able to see, like I said, on this man, you can see that he has this like massive, massive, like bruise on his chest, right where that canister was, and then you notice that 118, like tattooed up on his collarbone.
Does anyone know why he would have 118 tattooed
He's a
on his
Spartan.
neck?
Master Chief. Wait, no, 118.
That's Chief's 417.
Sorry, I got it mixed up. Maybe he's a prisoner then.
Possibility.
With this type of gear, I'm not too sure about that.
He could have escaped.
Yeah, but even with this type of gear, I mean, he has been outside in the weather for
Those
what
of
appears to be
you,
days.
those of you that are native to the Dale,
There's a prison near us. Right?
there. I mean,
Further up north.
for a little further up north was Revel's End, which is where Torga was heading.
Hey,
Was
hey,
that a
prisoner.
prison?
Yeah, it's the high security prison of Icewind Dale.
Oh.
Does Groff know he's a prisoner?
You know what? Roll me a. You know what? I'll say that. Yeah. You know what? Roll me a perception check.
Oh,
Wait, why are you rolling it, Aaron?
I
You're
just
not even
wanted-
in the room.
I know. I
Yeah,
realized
I
that as I was
confused me. I thought
rolling, I'm
you-
like, I'm not even there.
So
14.
okay, so as you are taking a look at him, you know, you were the one that was looking over him whenever you guys were coming up here, and you kind of took note of that stuff, that gear that was on him, and it's now that you see that number on his collarbone, you think about how far you know how close you guys are to Revel's End, and then it kind of triggers in your mind that is the outfit that the guards wear at Revel's End. And because when Groff came to Icewind Dale, he came via a ship that docked at Revel's End, because the transport up into Bremen was just not feasible at that time. So you actually took a ship that was sending cargo up from Baldur's Gate that was going to be landing up at Revel's End, and then you were going to be traveling down with a group into Icewind Dale, and it kind of sinks into you. These are the contraptions that the guards up there were wearing to keep them warm while they were outside of the main panopticon and were watching guard over the prisoners there. And it kind of leads credence in your mind to the notion that you made of this might be his prisoner number. Speaking of which, this is what you remember Revel's End looking like.
I remember thinking to myself, who the hell would put a tower there?
Yeah, that tower like looks down on everything.
But I express all this to the party, whoever's in the room anyway. Be like, hey, I'm pretty sure he's a prisoner. He's wearing a guard outfit. I remember all this equipment that was on them whenever I was by the prison.
Well, he ain't going to go anywhere anytime soon with how bad he is.
So at this point, Wu peeks his head out of the door and asks about the LaForge wine and ale.
Consult the group alcoholic. Oh, wait.
Which
Why don't
one?
we ask the man, the myth, the wine family owner?
Yeah, hey,
Is that
hey,
me?
hey, Groff, have you ever heard of this company?
What was it again?
The Forge. I think that's what.
Forge.
A la Forge.
A la Forge.
Oh, I feel like you guys have been talking about this for a while, and I'm only just now thinking about it. Do I know anything about this company?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
All right.
His family brand?
You immediately recognize it. It's up to you though if you let that be known to the rest of the group.
The
Never
whole
heard of it.
group, it's the only person that doesn't know this is Woo.
Because I wasn't
and
here when this
apparently.
was talked
And
about.
Smith. And
Right.
Smith.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is like you guys know that Groff, that his family, did that kind of stuff. But you don't know anything beyond that.
I legitimately forgot we came up with a last name.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
So I sent you the message like 5 minutes ago.
Is
And,
Is it-
and I sent you what I was working on as a
Yeah, I
reply.
know. I see that.
Yeah.
meta game wise, is that the family name?
That's none of your business. I'll tell them. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's up to
Like,
like I
oh,
said,
yeah.
that's up to you.
I'll tell them. Well, if you check me underwear, you'll see that name inscribed on it.
Scribed. As if it's metal.
Regardless,
Solid
Okay,
like,
check.
For the
thong.
bathroom.
you know what? I remember you saying about your family, but I'm not gonna check your underwear. I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah, Groff, as you do you go over and check on that stuff?
Yeah, I'll go take a look at it.
Yeah, as you walk in there, you can see that this is in fact your family's sweet berry summer wine. As you kind of catch the whiff, and it's a familiar smell. It was one of the better sellers of the Forge family.
Oh man, what a horrible time to sell a summer wine. What was your family thinking?
Look, I'll be honest with you. This stuff tastes like strawberries and piss. That's why I drink White Claw.
He got kicked out.
You got a
That's why
22.
Groff is a hunter. That's why Groff is a hunter, and
And-
he's out in the wilderness because he got kicked out of the winery. When he goes, "You guys ever heard of White Claw? This is so much better." And his family's like, "No, get out. You're done."
He just cracks open a White Claw that he pulls out of nowhere, just throws it back.
Pull it out of the void like I do everything else over here.
I want that to be canon. That one day a young Groff walked into the winery, cracked open a White Claw, and his entire family kicked him out.
Just disowned him.
Yep.
Hey, Lucas, can I check this dude's like hands and feet to see if I need to amputate him?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Roll me a medicine check.
Do you want to borrow my flaming sword so you can amputate and cauterize at the same time?
Ah, yes.
You can
Really
tell
had
that
advantage on that.
you can tell that his they're not going to need amputated, but the tips of his fingers might be lost.
Okay. So, Groff, you want to tie this man down or something, since you think he's a prisoner?
Yeah, sure. Hold his head up for me. I'll get him around the neck. Do we have a
Wait,
gallows
what?
here?
no,
Not
no.
that type of tie him up.
He's a
That type-
prisoner, though.
I mean, like, tie him up so he still deserves to live. He needs to serve his sentence.
We're
Hey,
not
Gruff,
executioners.
if we
Groff.
take him back to the prison, we could get money for this man.
I'm not into slavery. I'm sorry, but
What? No,
look,
no.
he's an
there
escaped
might be-
convict. All right, you
Take him
two
back to the
hold him.
prison.
I'll look for some wood. We'll build a quick gallows. Hang him. Call it a day.
No,
All right.
no. Just tie him down.
No.
He might know some information. Let's get the information out of him, and then we'll
And
go
then
from
hang
there.
And then
him.
we sell him back to the prison and
We
get the
don't
money.
Sell people to the prison.
No. Hear me out. We're not selling him. Maybe he's a wanted criminal, and they're looking for him, so we get the
Of
reward.
course, he's a
for
wanted
returning him.
criminal. He's got a serial number. We got to hang him.
Yeah,
That's
but
our
there's been
job as
plenty of-
law-abiding citizens.
But
No,
there's been, but Groff, there's been plenty of people in history with serial numbers, and they weren't prisoners.
Jared, do you,
I
do you
tattooed
wanna,
a serial number on you. Does that make you a prisoner?
do you need to talk about it, Jared? Are you okay?
All right, Lucas, what's the equivalent of World War II issues in Icewind Dale?
Not necessarily in Icewind Dale, but it would probably be the fuck, what the hell was it called? The Sundering. No, it was the Spell Plague. That's it. The Spell Plague. It was whenever all magic was basically said nope, and it was when like all the gods were forced to walk the earth, and every magic user just kind of was fucked for a while.
All right, lad, let me try to explain this to you. All right, the prison, right? It's north. It's icy. It's cold. It's colder than it's cold here. All right, you don't like it now? It's worse the further north we go. On top of that, it's on a freaking cliff, so it's elevated. It's even colder. All right, and if we go all the way to that prison, there's a good chance that they're just gonna shoot us and throw us in the camp.
Well, then can we at least keep him alive to get information out and then go
How
from
about this?
there?
How about this, Gruff? There's that what's that trader's name in town?
Joe. His name's Joe.
Torga.
Torga, yeah.
It wasn't
What if we
Trader
just
Joe?
take
Alright.
no? What if we just take him to Torga, who's a bounty hunter, and she can deal with him, and we get the money for it? Because
And
we
then
already
we
have to
hang him.
go back to town. Sure,
She already
whatever
left,
Torga
bud.
says.
You want to take a dangerous criminal to town?
Yes.
All right, that's on you then. I'm telling you, if we get to town and he's a mass murderer or one of them pedophiles, then
You
I'm
can
gonna
hang
say
him.
I'm gonna say I told you so,
You can hang him.
and it's your problem after that.
But after we take him back to town, because my code for being a medic is not the Geneva code. That's the war thing. The other code for doctors.
The
I have to
Hippocratic,
heal people.
the Hippocratic
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The Hippocratic oath.
I took an oath to
So how
heal
mad
people.
would you be if I just stabbed him right in front of you?
I would be severely mad.
I'd call that doing the God's work for once.
Well-
Smith. While this conversation is going on, what do you do with that amulet?
I just put it in my pocket.
Okay, I just wasn't sure what you were doing with it. I kind of wanted to touch base. Also, I will note, while you were going through there, like I said, there's a round frost covered object that is also next to this body.
Yeah, what is that?
Do you pick it up and take a look at it?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Ready?
Maybe. So yeah, while this conversation is going on, you're talking about what you're gonna do with this guy.
I'm going to the next door.
Okay. Gruff, where are you at this moment?
Arguing with a child.
Okay.
Is he even old enough to drink?
I'm older than both of you. My character is.
Oh, I was talking about your art.
Yeah, me too.
Oh. Oh.
Not the
I'm
actual
talking
child
about
in
my
the group. No.
So while this conversation's going on, you're having this discussion. You hear this. You open up into this room. You can see that this room contains a fireplace on the right-hand wall, as well as two empty bookcases. Tacked to the walls and strewn across the floor are frost-covered blueprints. You realize these are very similar to the ones you saw in the outhouse. And face down on the floor next to one of the blueprints is a tiny man made of clay. As you are looking into here, you see this bright light come from behind you. And as you turn around, you see Smith is holding this object in his hand. What is Jared typing? Jared, are you here? Oh, okay. You good, buddy? Okay. Well, you know what? Clean that up real fast. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. We'll leave it paused on. Wu turns around and sees a bright light.
That'll work. I'm gonna get some water and post that picture into our group chat here.
Oh my god, no.
No, I'm joking.
Okay. So when we last left off, Wu has turned around as he opens up this door, and all of a sudden, this gleaming light shines in from behind him. Everyone else, you guys are having this discussion about what to do with this prisoner. And Smith reaches down, he picks up this round object on the ground. Smith, as you hold it up, it appears to be about a 6-inch diameter gyroscope, featuring 2 scorched rings inlaid with runes and a dense chunk of coal at its center. As you're picking it up and you're beginning to look at it, it begins to glow with a golden radiance as bright as a candle flame.
Pretty.
As you hold this, the light begins to grow and blossom and becomes a 10-foot radius sphere of incinerating gold radiance. I need each of you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Even me?
Sure. Save.
Even you.
No, I said even Woo.
Fuck you.
Alright, I guess I don't have to since
You and fuck you are not in this session.
You want to drive out to Iowa and beat his ass?
Bro,
Gerard. Smith. Ravenchuck. Con saves, please.
Nat 20!
Oh, look
Ew.
at you.
Keep in mind, these are saving throws, so Ravenchuck should be a 5, not a check.
Yeah, Gerard.
Oh. Well,
His-
I mean,
his
can I
doesn't
just
matter.
take my
My
net
bad.
20
I-
anyway?
I
Your,
clicked the
your,
wrong
nat,
thing.
your nat 20 is fine, because if you look next to where it says con on the saving throws, you
Yeah,
will
it's
see that
plus
you do
one
not have
anyway.
proficiency. I still need Smiths. Also, I also need one, Ravenchuck and Gerard. I need one for each of your companions.
Oh, no.
Okay. What is the fuse
Oh.
on?
Let me
Plus 2.
see here.
Gotcha.
Smith, you there, buddy?
All right. Neoguri rolled a
Oh
19.
God. It's another 5.
Albot rolled a 4. Chris rolled a 12.
Who rolled the 19?
Neoguri, because you said each of my companions.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I wonder if Smith's... I'll say, I can see Smith's mic registering for a second, and then he's just gone.
Oh no, we lost Smith.
Oh, okay,
There he
there
is.
he is. All right, go ahead and make me a con save, Smith.
Hey!
I kind of expected this to play out exactly like this. Not gonna lie.
Hey, Smith, that's a con check.
That's fine. That
Doesn't
just
matter.
increases it by 3 for him. So he would go from a 23 to a 26. All right. Let me get in my description mode. Smith, as you pick up this object, it begins to glow in your hands. You have this moment of extreme warmth. It's very brilliant light. You kind of get this, like, calmed feeling. And then the light grows and grows and explodes outward around you. As this happens, you all take whoever failed, which is everyone but Gerard and Neogiri and Smith, you all take 90 points of radiant damage.
Oh damn.
Well, Albot's
Doesn't
not dead because all he needs to do is recharged after being mended.
Smith, Gerard and Neogiri, you all take Smith, your mic is kind of pinging. I don't know what's going on there.
Click the wrong button for the snake. God damn it.
But
I'll fix that.
for Gerard, Smith, and Neogiri, you each take 45 points of radiant damage.
Well, I'm
That
down.
instantly kills me.
Oh, yeah.
Smith, are you still there? Because your mic is now muted.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Tara, you there?
This is a bad time to do mic checks. I'm dead.
I know.
I'm dead too.
Down.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Jared, I'm
Sorry,
dead.
my
Yeah,
mic
you're-
was going on and
yeah,
off and doing
I'm-
weird stuff.
I'm
I know,
down.
you're dead. Everybody is
Dead,
down
dead.
and you're dead.
So the
Oh, I'm
only
dead.
so
Okay.
so what happens is this light grows and grows and grows, and as it does, Smith, as this light clears, you have this thing burning into your hand. As the light fades, you look around and you see the burnt ashes of Groff, Wu, Gerard, Ravenchuck, the prisoner, Albot, the flying snake Chris, Neogiri, even Beefchuck, just charred and burnt.
Wouldn't
as
that
you
just
are-
be down, not dead?
No, you are. How many hit points did you have?
60.
Oh, so wait, because you took 90 points.
Right.
Yes. No, you are. There is.
So Wu is no longer living.
Your body is completely charred. Oh, wait. So, wait, hold on. No.
All of
Groff
us
is,
are
No,
dead.
he's down.
Groff is a pile of ash.
Groff
Gerard
is
is still
dead.
a body. Smith's alive.
What about me?
Wu is a
What's your max
body.
HP?
Ravenchuck is a
33.
pile of ash.
You're dead.
Yeah, you
Okay.
and Justin are both dead.
Hold
While
on.
Wu and
Thanks,
I
Smith.
are both.
Hold on. As this happens, Smith, you look
I'm
around.
going to delete my
sucks.
character.
Do not delete
I
your character.
already deleted mine.
I
already
hope to
deleted it,
God
too
you
bad.
did not.
I actually did a DDoS on
Oh my God,
D&D
shut up.
Beyond.
All right.
No.
Smith, you look around. You are the only one standing. Groff and Ravenchuck's bodies have turned to ash. All the companions are just charred marks on the grounds. Wu's and Gerard's body are just they are scorched into oblivion. You're the only one standing in this moment, and you're holding this thing in your hand as the light from it begins to die out until it is just a cold chunk of metal and coal.
Way to go, Thanos.
Damn.
What do you do in this moment?
Other than laugh
Um,
maniacally.
Oh. Long
So-
rest?
What did he
Just-
say?
He said long rest. So you stand there, dumbfounded. The rest of you, as
So
soon
there's
as
no one alive?
they are
I'm
not
throwing them
alive.
down?
No, they are not just downed. They are
It's
like I said, Groff and Ravenchuck's bodies have just turned to dust.
Hey, you want to
And-
finish Woo off?
Gerard and Wu's bodies are scorched beyond recognition. Just they are not moving. They are corpses. As this happens, though, you kind of take in this moment, and you just what do you do in this moment?
I don't
You
know. I
feel
just imagine
peace.
my sword like
So you're just
chuckling.
gonna take
Is
a
my
long
sword doing
rest.
anything?
Okay, so the rest of you guys watched this light grow from Smith's hands, from the small, tiny object in his hands, and the light just began to expand out. You felt this burning sensation as it was radiating out from you. As you did, you just felt this, this intense pain just sizzling at your skin. Groff and Ravenchuck just feeling like you are melting. And then there is nothingness for a moment until you open your eyes and you realize that the 5 of you are now standing in a room very similar to where you just were. But in front of you, and you can actually see Smith in this room standing around the corpses of your bodies. And
I go to kick Smith in the nuts.
you are ethereal. You have no means by which to interact with anything, as you just kind of float through the ethereal plane. But that is when you guys notice that in the one corner of the room is a flaming skull.
So, Gruff, you wanted to hang the prisoner. Is burning him okay? Is that good enough?
Aye.
All right.
Oh, wrong, Chuck. I think the 2 piles were your body.
Jared, there's something going on with your mic. It's like dying out. Also,
Oh,
Jared,
of
what's
course
that?
it is.
What's that talking in the background?
His parents.
My
Oh.
parents.
Hold on.
Okay.
They're cooking.
Is that
I
slightly
can.
better?
I can.
Yes.
Okay.
This is about all I can.
Everard will be like, Raven, Chuck, and Gruff, I think those 2 piles of ashes were your body. Still have all my animal companions in this ethereal of hell.
Yes. Your animal companions are likewise in this ethereal plane. Same with
just
Beef
like-
Chuck.
This is interesting. Are we dead? Is this what death is like?
You hear a voice come from the southwest corner of the room that just goes, "Yeah, that's essentially what just happened there. You all died."
What? Who the hell are you?
My name is Macradius the Wise.
Is that who we were sent to go find?
Yes.
I
Oh,
say that sounded familiar.
yeah, we were told to come find you, actually, from the same guy that helped build my animal companion here, who's now apparently dead.
You see this floating skull moves over and looks at it and goes, "I would recognize Copper's work anywhere. Oh, how I miss him so."
Looks like this is a Gerard episode, everyone.
Oh boy, another one.
He says, "Well, I must say, it has been quite some time since I've seen him. A few months."
Technically speaking, this was supposed to be an Everard Kyra episode, but, Kyra's not a part of the group anymore.
Actually, in my mind, this was a Smith episode because I figured he's the only one that could survive.
Oh, okay. Everard will just be like, so, what? I've been in ethereal planes before. I've been in my own deity's area, but this is different.
Yes.
This is real.
This is vastly different because it was forged out of the will of my mind, as a genius as I am.
Oh, you killed us.
Well, no, you see, it was the summer star there that killed you.
And who's responsible for that?
Well, I was creating it to drive
Ooh,
back.
punch him.
You go and you just kind of float through. He says, "Get away from me. To think that I was going to help you solve this so that you could return to your bodies."
Oh, well, you should have led with that.
Oh, well, of course, the benefit's on you.
Well, you killed us. You gotta understand.
No,
how we-
my name is Woo. Damn it.
Yes, I heard the joke multiple times.
My body is burnt to a crisp. They don't have bodies anymore. How do you expect to help us?
The power of the Morning Lord, Lathander can do all.
The power of Grayskull?
That's right, the power of Grayskull.
Sorry, I worship a sun god named Nikta, but
Hey,
continue.
me too.
Oh yes, the Chalt version of Lathander. I see. Yes, all those pirates
I don't want your
down.
help anymore.
All those pirates down in Chalt.
You know, there was a pirate goblin down there called me. I heard he worships him. He does some really crazy, stupid shit too.
I think he's making fun of us, lad.
I think he is too. How do I cast Eldritch Blast in hell?
You can't. He says, the thing is, my genius extends beyond the realms, but unfortunately I made a grave error in the design of the summer star.
I definitely say it's a grave error.
Yes.
Yeah, it blew us up.
But
If you didn't know this.
unfortunately, there is no way that I can do it. I cannot fix it from here. Your friend there who survived, he would be the only one that can do it now.
So you're saying our lives depend on Smith?
Your lives
scary.
depend on him, as does my spirit.
That is scary, because he's not that bright from what I know.
Listen, all in all, I'd rather have my hands in Smith's than Woo's. No offense, Woo.
True. Smith is smarter than Wu.
Aye.
Not by much.
No, by a lot.
By a lot.
You plan on us trying to get this to work since he's the only one that can apparently save us. Can't exactly
Can we help
communicate
him?
with Yeah, like
Can
If
we
you-
help him anyway?
I believe you might
I,
be
uh,
able to.
Can I just say something, Mr. Wise?
Yes.
You are the definition of wisdom against intelligence. You're very wise getting us here, but it wasn't very smart killing us.
I did not intend on killing you.
How are you going to talk to us then?
1 second.
By killing us.
I've seen Ghostbusters.
While you guys are having this conversation, you see Smith starting to put on the necklace as he's just kind of like standing there in this moment. And you hear him Macradius go, "Yes, put it on. Feel the power of the Morning Lord through your veins." Smith, you put on this amulet, and you feel slightly more constituted.
Wait,
What did you feed him?
That is my holy symbol of the Morning Lord. That, for metagaming, that is an amulet of health. It is, I added to your character, Smith. Just go ahead and reload your page.
yeah, I had a symbol of my deity too, and now it's burnt off of my skin.
Basically, it gives Smith a 19 to his constitution.
Yo,
Plus
can I have that,
13.
Smith?
Wow.
Like,
Hey,
goddamn.
I could have used that during that last explosion. Macradius, like I said, he looks at all of you. He says, you see, it was not my intention to kill you. It was my intention to put an end to Arl's wrath. The problem was that the design flaw in it needs a third ring. You see, it was designed to hold back the power of the sun, to rid this region of the icy grasp that Arl has on it. But unfortunately, I had my calculations off. I thought 2 rings around the outside would be enough to stifle the power of the sun. The power of the sun in the palm of your hands. Imagine it!
All right, listen, Octavia.
If you can... He says, he looks around, he says, unfortunately, in the state that I am in, there is nothing that I can do to affect the material coil. But being that your souls have only just left, you should be able to influence it in some way. How, I do not know.
You had no game plan for this, did you?
I've been waiting weeks, and in this realm, time slips by so slowly.
So, like a year?
So
No, still just weeks. It just feels like forever.
So let me get this straight. Our
Oh.
lives are now in the hands of a possible prisoner, and
Oh no,
Smith.
he's
And
dead.
a retard.
No,
the
no,
prisoner's dead.
he's dead. And like you guys look over and you see where his body is. There is like an ethereal figure laying exactly where the body was. But levels of exhaustion, supersede the ethereal plane.
Well, we're gonna be waiting forever because our buddy here is a retard.
Hey, don't say that word.
He is streaming on
He's not
Twitch.
that smart. He's not that smart.
So, yeah.
And report.
What do you guys what do you guys do? You guys see Smith, he puts on this medallion, he feels that energy surging through him.
How do we alter this? I mean, Everard's gonna ethereally attempt to knock over a book from the table, the burned book or something. Let's see if I can do ghost shit.
Okay.
I
So
still try to kick Smith in the nuts.
give me
His
one.
nuts begin to tingle.
Oh, fuck.
He has a chill
might-
on him now.
That might be from the extra constitution.
I'm
Yeah.
damn it, where the fuck was that?
Lucas has to try and figure out how ethereal people work now.
No, I had it in my notes and now I can't find it in my notes.
Control F.
All right, long rest.
I'm down.
Hold on, give me a quick second.
No, you're not allowed anymore. You killed us.
Well, I guess we can try that other campaign now.
Yeah, the Easter one, right?
Yeah, let's try the other campaign whenever we failed in defeating the Frostmaiden, because we definitely failed.
Actually, that'd be a hell of a way to introduce that campaign.
He tells us it and then kills us all. I have the perfect one for this. Let me just reload Sprocket.
Okay, sorry. I could not for the life of me find where I had that note saved. And all right, so Jared, you said you're going to try and knock a book around, right?
Yep.
All right, so here is what I want you to do. I want you to make me a constitution check.
Lasted 20.
You put everything into this as much as you can muster, and as you go to interact with this book, you swipe and it falls off the bookshelf. Smith, across the room from you, down here to the south, a book falls off of this bookcase.
Where did it fell to the south of the room?
Yeah, it's this bookcase down here to the south. You just see like you put on this necklace, you're standing there, and then all of a sudden a book just falls out of it, like a single book.
Is the little orb doing anything?
What's that?
What was the orb that created the explosion?
The orb is not doing anything. The summer star is just cold in your hand now.
I'll go check out the bookcase.
Okay. You walk over to the bookcase. Gerard, you see Smith walk over. Does anyone try anything else?
I'll be checking out the book in October.
Okay. The book is a which book? What kind of book were you trying to knock over? Were you just knocking over anyone, Jared?
It's just not. I was just trying to knock over anyone just to see if I can even interact with it at all.
The
I thought you
book.
said something about that burnt book.
I did originally say the burnt book, but I'm fine with the bookcase.
Oh, what was it? The burnt book? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because I originally said the burnt book just to see if I can interact with it.
Yeah. You so Smith, it's not over on the bookcase, it's on the table that you're at. The one that Gerard was looking at moments before shit went to hell. And you see this leather, it's basically just like a scorched leather cover at this point, because all the pages are pretty much gone. It's just the binding. It just kind of shifts off the table and falls to the floor into the ash and dust laying around on the ground. Does anyone else do anything?
Can I
No
kick
stuff.
Smith?
I'm trying to think of a way to help Smith, but I can't.
I mean, we determined that we can go ahead and move stuff, but that's about it.
Do we know what he needs to do?
No.
Aye, Skullman. What does
The
he need
name
to
is
do?
Macradius.
Yeah, moron. What does he need to do?
Well, moron. You're gonna treat me like that? A genius of my stature? Maybe you can wait around
me.
Maybe you can wait around here long enough and you'll start to appreciate my genius. You wait around here as long as I can.
Ah, yes,
smartass.
the genius who killed himself and us.
Again,
The smartass
errors
skull
were
over
made.
here, who says that he needs
Well,
him as
fine.
much as we need him.
Fine.
Wants us all to
You
wait.
are so smart. You are so smart. You figure it out yourselves.
I'm gonna
will-
go over and interrogate the skull now.
Can I make an intelligence check to think of a way to get out of here?
To think of a way to get out of where?
Like to
Hell.
get back to our bodies.
Sure. Do me an Arcana check.
All right.
Please be a good roll for once. For once today, roll good.
It's roll well.
I have a +7, so
So you rolled an 8.
that's not good. I needed that to be an 18.
Listen,
Yeah, you have like you're trying to think of like any way, but it's like this is definitely not your forte. This is not where your specialty comes in.
listen.
Wow.
Ignoring my friend who's still extremely pissed off as I am about getting killed, and I'm not even going to tell you what my companion is saying right now. Just be glad you don't speak his language.
I can speak all languages. I know his foul mouth.
I was going to say I discovered some new words to know what to call. Oh, you're kind, but that's besides the point. Dude, Copper sent us up here to help you. You obviously need a lot of help, and now we need your help since you just killed us as well. So either you can help us out, get back to our bodies, and figure this mess out so we can go tell Copper that you're at rest and that your inventions were great and so forth, or we can all sit here and rot until whatever eldritch being comes for us and collects our souls. Although I think mine is sold to a cabbage rabbit, but that's a different story.
A
Okay.
cabbage rabbit?
Yes. Long story.
So this is what Gerard says. Roll persuasion. What does Wu do?
He's gonna intimidate the skull to get the answers we need.
And what does that entail?
Imagination.
15. Imagination.
All right. I mean, go ahead and roll then.
Have you ever seen Cyanide and Happiness Ghost Cops?
Why can't I?
But
Oh,
I got a
shit.
15.
I see that.
Ew.
So you walk up to him. I imagine you're just like fucking tell us. And he just like, he grows in size to this massive skull figure before you and just screams in this like this low kind of guttural voice. He says, "You know nothing of what you speak. You try to come to here to solve this issue, and then you insult me. I am aware of my flaws. Be aware of yours."
How does the
I'm
persuasion
aware of my
go?
flaws.
It's at that point that you're like, trying to talk him down, talking about Copper. And it's at that point that you see, when you mention Copper's name, you see that he kind of, takes a moment back and he says, "Copper, yes, you were sent here by him. He still cared about me. What a dear friend. Yes, your friend there. He must forge a third ring, attach it to the star, and then reactivate it.
And that will in turn pull us from the ethereal plane, or
With my spirit at rest, yours would be free back to the material plane."
and just one small detail. What happens to the people that don't have bodies?
Blessing of the Morning
Yeah.
Lord upon them.
Because my body was kind of burned to ashes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
welcome to the club.
all right, so how are we gonna do this then to attempt to get our bodies back? How are we gonna try communicating with Smith to tell him to forge a third ring?
Pick up a pencil and write in the book. Maybe we can move stuff, so that might work.
Listen, just pushing that book took a lot out of me.
Do any of these books have instructions in them?
It would take some time to sift through them. It was one of the blueprints in my study. And you see that his figure goes into here. He says, "But I know not which one it is. I still remember the diagram, though."
I'm gonna go in there and see if I can kick and unravel one to see what it looks like.
All right. Roll me a Constitution check.
This is more for you, Ravenchuck. You knew Copper better than any of us, and you're probably the one that knows more about these machines than any of us.
And I don't. This is way out of my league. I already tried to figure this out.
Woo, you try to swipe at one of these books. You get this moment of like you think that you're going to, affect it, but like a breeze basically just kind of fans a few pages. And unfortunately you're not able to knock one of them off.
Can I keep trying until I do so?
Yeah. So, do me a favor, roll me a D4.
All right, I'm gonna boot up "Have a Nice Death" because I feel like that should be the name of this section here. And
So, it's gonna take you a couple tries. While Wu is doing this, Gerard, Groff, and Ravenchuck, what are you guys doing?
I'm probably going to go with Ravenchuck's idea to try and notify Smith that we're still somewhat existing, whether it be like a pen to write or something like that.
All right, now
Yeah.
I do want to remind you guys there is snow across the floor in the room. There is also ash.
With the ash on the ground. That Smith would know it's a Rard if he sees a handprint and then the 2 animal prints going around the handprint. Can I attempt to put my handprint and have the animal companions put prints in the
Sure. Roll me a Constitution check.
But then we have to make him notice it though, man.
It's 11. Shit.
Yeah, you try it and you're just like so eager in this moment.
Damn it.
Do you reattempt
I'm gonna
it?
try to.
Oh, go ahead. Good.
Is Beef Chuck's astral form there or no?
Yes, Beef Chuck is.
I'm gonna try him to like have him like slither and move stuff around and like bump stuff.
Okay. Roll me that Constitution check.
This was a +2. Please be good. Oh my god.
That
Or
hasn't even
parrot.
updated for me yet. Oh, yeah. You see he is he's moving through, but nothing is he's just passing through everything.
I'm just trying to think.
I'm gonna just reload DBD and see if that helps.
Wait, so Smith's in the other room from us, right?
No, Smith is currently in the same room as you. He's just on the material plane. You guys are in the ethereal realm.
Oh, okay.
I think he's
So we are
Like-
in this
like
dude's
where-
study.
Where you guys currently are on the map is where I assume you are. So you are
Bringing the map up. There we go.
yeah, you are currently in the main room. Wu is over in the study.
Where's the study?
Where
up here.
Wu is.
In the skull. Whoops. Didn't mean to grab that.
I was gonna say, can I attempt to like write something on the ash that's on the table?
Yes. Go ahead and roll. What are you gonna do, Justin?
I was gonna draw an arrow, or try to draw an arrow in the ash.
Okay, Constitution check.
That's a 16 for me.
13.
All right. So, at this point, Wu, you finally get one of the scrolls that is in this bookcase to fall off. You can see that the banding on it is frozen and just almost breaks in half whenever it falls, and it unfurls to reveal a blueprint of a chair that has like some posts up in the air in front of it, and it kind of like sits back at like a leaning angle. And as soon as this unfurls, you see Macradius's skull just goes over. He goes, "Whoa! We don't need to see this one." And just like a bit of a flurry of snow, a flurry of snow kind of goes up, and it's like trying to push it. And you can see that this is a chair at which somebody could sit with their their legs propped up in it.
Oh
Do you
god.
have a baby?
But sure. While this is
yeah, that's what it was for.
while this is going on, it's that little bluster of wind that blows away the arrow that Groff is trying to etch into the snow. But
I scream loudly.
Smith, roll me a perception check.
It's swearing if he gets advantage on it.
You're it's not advantage. Smith, you there? Okay.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
Smith doesn't hear anything. But Smith, you do see in the table, Gerard, what are you doing into the table?
Basically, I'm just trying to write my name for the time being, just a Rard, so he knows that it's me. I was gonna do the handprint one up, but I'm just gonna do the name.
Okay. So you focus everything you can into this moment, and as you put your finger into the snow, you can see it deform around your finger, and you start to write out the name Erard. Smith, as you were standing there, you know, that book had fallen on the floor. You hear the sound of something that's fallen behind you. You hear a bit of a bluster come through this place, and then you turn around and because you hear snow moving on this table, and you can see, almost as if just being written out of nowhere, the name Gerard in the snow.
I'll go over to where your body was and investigate.
All right.
God damn it. Wait,
So
this might be good. Quick, Smith, if you grab the Pokeball from his pocket. That leads
right.
straight.
All right. So
Well, I see this Gerard being written in front of me.
you do. You see the name Gerard being written on the table.
Lucas, I have a very bullshittery idea that I know probably won't work at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm DMing it to you, so I'm not
Oh.
saying it out loud.
Okay.
But can continue with the other stuff
Yeah.
going on around.
What were you gonna say, Smith?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Can I just scream very loudly in Smith's ear and see if he reacts?
Smith, roll me a perception check. So Smith, you hear, as you're seeing the name Gerard being written out, you hear almost like a wisp like on the air. You know, it kind of like goes past your ear, but you can't, you know, it just kind of sounds like this, you know, chill of a whisper through the air. Woo, Woo and Groff, do you guys try anything else?
I'm gonna move to the next blueprint.
You said I did hear a noise coming from the other room.
You did hear something from the other room. You heard something fall.
I'll go investigate.
Okay. As you walk in, you can see there is a scroll on the ground that depicts a chair with what looks to be like posts up that somebody could rest their legs upon.
To get a pap smear.
Woo, go ahead and give me that Constitution check. Groff, yeah, as this is going on, you're kind of annoyed at Macradius for blowing away that arrow, and so you try doing it again, and Smith just comes over, steps through the doorway, away from anything that you could have done there.
I just want to scream "fuck" really loudly.
Banshee's wail.
Woo, you try again to do this. Are you
D4?
going to read? Yeah, D4. So, Smith, you walk into this room. You see the scroll laying on the floor. It's furled open to this. What do you do?
I check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, it's a blueprint for a chair with posts up that allow you to rest your legs on them.
Oh, Jesus.
That
Yeah.
sounds ingenious.
You Smith, roll me a perception check. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately he does not hear that sound as Groff screams in the distance.
All right. Erard's thinking for a moment. He's like, all right, we need to attach a third ring onto this device. Maybe I can draw that out in simple terms? On like the snow that he wrote Erard on. He's basically just going to try putting a circle, an arrow pointing to what he's going to do, like an orb with two circles going around the orb, and hoping for the best that it might work to indicate this is what needs to be done.
I don't think he'll understand that.
Listen, it's picture book terms. Let's go.
We could try some Wordle here. Give him hints.
I draw a
Alright,
yellow square.
Have you ever played Scrabble?
Go ahead and make a con check there, Jared.
I'm gonna help him.
That's a 9.
Okay, Ravenchuck, go ahead.
So that one good roll. Yeah.
Can I check out the other things on the wall?
Yeah. Urard and Ravenchuck, roll me a d4.
Oh.
Hey, I got the same.
So Smith, you're starting to look through these books and scrolls. You're not really fully understanding, what a lot of it is, because most of this is written in an arcane language that you're just unfamiliar with, unfortunately. A lot of these scrolls, though, you do see, as you are searching through them, you see various depictions of different devices, arcane artifacts, and whatnot. But nothing that looks similar to the device that you had touched. At this point, though, you see another scroll fall out from the bookcase. As it does, you see it unfurls into this device that looks to be a cup of some sort. And you can see that in the bottom of it, in this diagram, it has almost what looks to be like boat oars, like paddles. And the design on it shows a liquid spinning it, as if this was a cup that would automatically mix your hot chocolate. That
Big
one
number.
was the one that Wu had knocked off. Okay, so Ravenchuck and Urard, you guys start to go about, attempting to do this. It takes you about a minute, though, before you finally can press through to the material plane enough to draw out this diagram. You said that you drew a circle, right?
Yes. The circle to represent a ring. We should also draw a finger through it, maybe. Like a finger, and then like a circle, like a ring, and then pointing to the ring. Because he would just see circle.
So you're saying a circle and then a ring? Jared, are you here?
Jerry.
Here.
Okay.
I'm just
Present.
Trying to talk
thinking
this drawing.
that. Just trying to think on how to do this. That's the only thing I could think of is just drawing the ring and the orb with the other rings to try and put in the simplest terms. But
Jared, we
So-
gotta do the 3D 2Y thing.
The what?
In One Piece.
Oh, of course.
Okay, I'm gauging the response to determine whether to continue.
Jared, do you mean, when you said that, did you mean something akin to this?
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Fair basic terms, because that would be the extent of Erard's drawing powers, because that's the extent of my drawing powers.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then you are able to do that now.
Sweet. Now it's just hopefully Smith sees it and catches on.
Yeah, Wu, you are You try and knock over another one, and you're still struggling to do so.
Damn.
I guess I can attempt to make noise over here for Smith to come look at it.
All right, where is this happening? I'm assuming I don't see this. Or where is this?
No, you don't see that. Roll me a perception check though. You hear while you're standing in there, this scroll falls on the ground. It shows you this self-mixing cup. As you are taking this in, you're like everything that's going on around you is just absolute insanity. And you start to hear that same scraping noise coming from the main room.
The scraping noise?
Yeah, the sound of the snow moving.
All right, I guess I'll go check it out.
Okay. You head out of the room. As you do, you see on the table now there is this diagram almost. It's what I put up in the chat there. It is a circle on one side with an arrow pointing to what looks like a solid dot with a circle around that and a circle around that.
Can I attempt to write underneath the snow now that I see that he's coming over? Just trying to write like the orb to give him more of a hint.
Sure. Con check.
Right now, I've got no clue what's going on.
Well, here's 13.
Yeah, you try and you are unable to. Smith.
Player or character doesn't know what's going on.
Smith,
Yes.
roll me an insight check. So you are looking down at this. You do recognize, like, you take a moment to take this in, everything that's going on around you. When you see, you don't really understand what the first circle is with the arrow coming from it, but the second image there is reminding you of that thing that you just held, this lump inside two circles.
Can I attempt to draw a third circle around the two circles to try and like
Con check.
Motherfucker.
at 20?
Yeah. You
So as Smith is standing there, he's just seeing this third circle appear.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Smith, as you're standing there, you're looking at the summer star, which has fallen to the table. Whenever this all happened, you just kind of like dropped it there. You see a third circle now starting to form around that design. While this is going on, Groff and Wu, what are you guys doing?
Third.
Okay, so after
Blueprint?
after three like difficult attempts, you knock another scroll off of there. As it hits the ground, you can see that this one unfurls, and inside of it is a diagram of what looks like a staff of some kind. You can't make out any of the symbols on it, and Macradius just says, "Oh, that one would have been grand to create, if only given the chance."
So this isn't what we're looking for.
No,
Damn it.
I'm not sure where it would be in here.
I'm just going to keep knocking blueprints down.
All right.
Ugh.
Groff, what are you doing during all this?
At this point, I guess I'll help Wu knock some blueprints down.
All right, con check. All right, so Smith, now that you see this third circle, roll me another insight check.
I don't know. I keep hearing this shit going on. This place is definitely haunted. I'm getting out of here.
Are you?
For fuck's
You're leaving?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
All
God.
right.
Do it. Leave us.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. If you
know
leave,
what?
that
I
means
want to
the
play a new
Frost.
character anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
God.
start off the new campaign with the Frostmaiden 1.
Oh, no. Take 2 months off so I can read through a book again. So you, Smith, you look at this. You see this symbol being etched into the table with this third circle, and as this is happening, you start to get this thought of, like, whatever this may be, that you feel, if this symbol is referencing what, this summer star in your hand, this little device that just blew up, you kind of get the idea that it might need a third one of these rings, because you see that this thing only has 2 now.
Yay!
So what are these rings made out of?
As you
Metal.
feel them, they're made of metal.
Am I gonna have to take this to a blacksmith? Is that what I'm thinking, or how am I gonna get this third ring in here?
Um,
Smith.
what's that?
Smith's tools.
There
Can I do
were
anything with these?
there were smith's tools over in the workshop.
This entire
No,
session was just so Lucas could have you being a blacksmith.
Blacksmith Smith. Yes.
Smith, do me a favor and roll me a history check. And I'm gonna allow you to add proficiency. Okay. So, because you are proficient in smith's tools, you've done some work on metal back for your tribe, down in the spine of the world. Whenever you get this thought, you think back to those tools that were in that workshop, and you kind of get this thought in your mind, like, you could probably use those to craft another ring if you had the metal.
Okay. Where would I get this metal? Wood metal from my great axe? Would that work?
You think that might work?
Is there any other metal around?
If you want to take some time searching around, give me a perception check.
Yeah, something
metal-
other than a con check.
The metal of the dark sword of hell so it can balance out the brightness of the sun.
All right. Yeah, you get these thoughts. You go over to the window that is busted open, where Groff and Wu came in. You head over into that shop, and as you get in here, you can see that on the table alongside the smith's tools and the tinker's tools are twisted bits of metal.
I'm sorry, there is metal?
Yes.
Nice, okay, let's do it. Let's Iron Man this shit.
All right.
Montage time.
Okay.
Say montage time.
He did say montage time. All right, so you head over there. I imagine at this point, does everyone in the ethereal realm go over to observe him?
Hell no. I'm still looking for the blueprint.
Okay.
Yes.
Erard will go view this as
'Cause
he's
I
been
don't
the
know that
only
Smith
one
has
that's
left
been
that
trying to
room.
help.
Oh, here, I guess I can just do this because you guys would pretty much just be able to see everything in the ethereal plane. There you go. All right, what about Groff? What does he do in this moment? Is he still trying to knock over the blueprints?
I might as well keep helping him, yeah.
Okay. So, Smith, you head over there. You find these pieces of metal. You go and you grab from the tinker's tools. There's some equipment in there to light a fire. You grab the metal. You head back over to where the fireplace is. You take the metal that's there. You throw it into this pot that was available, and you start melting it down. I need you to make a smith check.
Just a regular D20.
This is going to be with proficiency because you are proficient with smith's tools. So this is going to be a D20 plus 3.
Well, obviously he's proficient with Smith's tools. They're his.
Yeah, they're his tools.
My.
So the rest of you, those of you that are viewing this, Gerard and Ravenchuck, Macradius has come over and he's just like, yes, feel the fire of the forge. Smith, yeah, just in this moment, standing in front of this fire, he's pouring out this metal into a tray that he found in the workshop, starts hammering it into place. And it's after a few minutes, you realize that you have crafted this in such a way that you would be able to affix it to this outside circle. You've created extra pins to lengthen out those circles. Macradius then comes over and you hear this, Ravenchuck and Gerard, as Smith is leaning over the fire with this finely crafted circle. And Kratos goes, yes, now all he has to do is inscribe it with the runes. You two, have you found the scroll yet? Wu and Groff, I need you guys to make me constitution checks.
I'll make another one.
Oh damn! What happens if I activate this thing without those runes on it? Because that is what Smith is gonna do.
Yeah. So you,
Not yet. I'm gonna bring it to the other room first.
TPK. TPK.
Okay. So the two of you, you didn't have to roll that extra D4. The DC is 15 if you haven't figured that one out.
I hadn't because I've rolled everything under.
I know. And every time you do it, that's why I have you rolling an extra D4, because that's how many additional attempts it's going to take you on top of that, which those are going to take time. Which is why the ones that Gerard and Ravenchuck rolled gave a little better result. Shell Shocker. What the fuck?
Bad.
Yeah. So, Smith, you have this forged on there. All of a sudden, you hear this loud thud come from the other room, come from the laboratory. And Macradius' skull flies over there. He says, the two of you, that is it! The arcane runes! Yes! And he says, come on, quick! He must inscribe them onto there! Smith, you hear this thud over in the laboratory. Do you go and check that out?
I want to say no, but I'll say yes.
I mean, if Smith would not go over there, then Smith would not go over. That's entirely up to you.
I'm using the bathroom. Somebody let me know if we all die and we're starting a new campaign in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Okay. You walk over there. You have this on there. Now, the last time that you touched this summer star, it just immediately started to glow. But you have now affixed this to this, but unfortunately, it is not glowing yet. When you hear this loud thud against the other scrolls that lay on the floor, you walk over there, and you can see on this scroll, there is a depiction of one of these rings, as well as the etchings that are on it. And as you look at that, you see that the etchings that are on these rings match what is on this scroll.
Okay. I'll look at it a little closer.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, you can discern from this scroll the etchings that would need to be on this ring in order for it to function.
Okay. I'm assuming I have the tools to put those runes on there.
Yes, they would be the tinkerer's tools because they are more of the finer crafts. So if you want, you would have. I mean,
Proficient with it?
you are not proficient, but because you have the scroll, because Groff and Wu were persistent in finding that scroll, you now have the actual runes and how it describes to etch it. So you're going to be able to roll this with advantage. So I need you to roll me a dexterity arcana check.
Ugh.
I know. So you're going to make, you're not proficient with arcana, but you're going to make a dexterity check, but you're going to make it with advantage.
So does my +1 cancel out the -1?
No.
So
it's
20.
It would, the only thing that would make a difference is if you were proficient with arcana. So like if I told you to make a charisma intimidation, or sorry, a strength intimidation, you would make an intimidation check with a +6 instead of a +3. So with this, you're going to make a +1 check with advantage.
All right, I'm
Okay.
back. What I miss? 'Cause I'm
So
New characters, 2 weeks.
shut up.
Oh, okay. That's what Justin said.
All right. So you start etching into this. As the minutes go by, you are trying to be as fine and precise as possible. When you hear this scream in your ear as you nick the one edge of one of the inscriptions, this almost a guttural scream. Those of you on the ethereal plane, you drop to your knees as you hear Macradius scream loudly, and he screams, "No! That is not the symbol!" Smith, you realize that you have marked the one the wrong way. You, though, think to yourself, you might be able to add some molten metal to this ring and recast it and reattempt this.
Well,
Okay, so go ahead and roll me that proficiency check again, this time with advantage. This is going to be just your D20 +3.
You know, all in all, this could have been much worse. This could have been Kavarda's Dr. Korenstein trying to do this.
Oh,
This also could have been Wu and Smith doing this.
Oh, God.
so Smith, with this one, you get the circle back in place. Now go ahead and make that Arcana check again, that dexterity check again with advantage. Your hands are slipping. You're trembling in these moments. You attempt to reforge it one more time. And you feel that this would be the last chance that you would have with the metal you found on the table.
I take back my previous
Okay.
statement. Tarrant, you can
And
say
then
whatever word you
dexterity
want to
check.
describe.
That's 20.
All right.
No.
So you reforge the circle this last time. You get this moment in your mind of, this is the last opportunity you have. You know, if what you are attempting is going to solve anything, you have this thought in your head as you are putting the circle, you disassemble it, you put it back into the kiln, you allow it to melt down again. Like an hour or more has gone by at this point. Actually, I would say more than that. I would say at least, an hour and a half, almost 2 hours have gone by as you are sitting here having to recast and reforge this. And as this last one comes out, you go over to the table, you have this scroll out, you get this moment of clarity, as almost as if this medallion around your neck, this amulet that you put on moments ago, is providing you with this warmth and this guidance in this moment, as even though it is now 7 o'clock in the evening, the sun has gone down, you get almost a flick of light off in the one window that just gives you this moment to breathe and to take the time to etch in these arcane symbols. And as soon as you do, you hold it in your hand. Macradius lets out all those on the ethereal plane. You're watching this with bated breath. Well, with no breath, because you're all dead at the moment. And
Yeah.
Lucas. Hey, Lucas.
yeah, buddy.
I just wanted to let you know it's 8
Uh.
o'clock my time at night, and
Yeah.
it's 9 o'clock at
Shut
night
up.
at
It's
your
7
time.
o'clock at night in the game. So
See?
you
At night, not evening. At
shut
night.
up.
That's Eastern Daylight Time.
You, Smith, you're all watching this as Smith is meticulously etching these arcane runes into this. And as soon as you're done, Smith, you hold this in your hand and you take that same moment as you did before. And suddenly the light begins to glow from it. As it does, you feel this warmth come from it. It begins to encapsulate you. As this happens, from around you, you see outside the sky clear. The clouds part. The moon is now visible in the sky. The snow has fallen. The blizzard that you have been fighting through this entire time just dissipates. Macradius lets out a hearty laugh to those on the ethereal plane. Says, "Yes! I knew he could do it! My genius allowed him. It was because of the scroll." Oh.
Hey, your genius is
You're a
showing.
genius. You're a
Big
genius. I had to draw basically picture books to get this man to do what we wanted.
And
No, you're right. If he had
And I
murdered
helped
us,
him.
And it's as you're saying this, you see the skull beginning to shrink and come back into size, into that of a normal human. And standing before you, you see a normal human man that is, he has this big smile on his face, and he looks at all of you. This is what he looks like. He looks at all of you and he says, my time here has given me a time to appreciate how fragile life is. I wasn't always the best follower of Lathander, but I took my praise to life and death. Let me bestow upon you the blessings of the Morning Lord as my final retribution. And as he says this, Smith, as you stand here at this table, you see the bodies of Groff, Ravenchuck, I forget where Groff was. I think Groff was, nope, Beef Chuck was over here. Chris was down here. I think that's about how it all was. And Gerard was over here. Or no, sorry. It was more like that, because then this body was down here. And Groff was right there. And it's in this moment, Smith, as you finish this light explodes out. You see the sky clears outside. And from where the ashes were of Gerard and Ravenchuck's bodies, you
Groff
see...
and Ravenchuck.
What? Oh, sorry.
Groff and Ravenchuck.
Groff and Oh, that's right. It was like that. Oh, no. That's how it was. Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense. Gerard or Groff and Ravenchuck's bodies, you see the ash that was laid there on the ground just begins to spin and spiral and coalesce into a new form. Gerard's body cleared of all blemishes, same with Woo's, as well as all the companions, as they come back to life, as you all feel your spirits returned back into the bodies that have reforged.
I kick Smith in the nuts.
What the fuck? Fuck that. I'm not allowing PvP. Absolutely not.
Can I kick Woo in the nuts?
No, I don't allow PvP. You cannot
It's
be
not
aggressive
PvP.
towards...
Yeah, that implies that
PVW.
Woo is a player.
No.
Can I
but
kick the DM in the nuts? That's not
bring it on,
PvP.
buddy. I have a lot of
Alright,
fat to
Lucas.
protect me.
All right,
Um,
Lucas, you to just
yeah,
walk
look at
with your
me.
eyes covered again with your headband?
Wait, okay, hold on. No to the roll that Smith just made. What did you say, Jared?
I said we just need you to walk around the lake with your headband covering your eyes again.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, will you guys stop rolling attacks? Seriously.
I'm sorry. Mine should have had advantage.
Alright.
Of course, the one good roll I could get.
Stop rolling fucking attacks! Alright, like I said, you guys... Oh my fucking god, White Claw. Alright. You see a light coming in from the outside window. As that happens, you have all risen with the hit points that you died with.
Oh, thank
Can I have a
God.
little more?
No.
Yeah, can we all be at max HP now?
Nope. You guys
Well,
making all those unnecessary rolls as you see a blinding light flood into the room that you guys are standing in. As outside you hear a scream, a howl, as you look through the window, as you all just rose from the dead, and you see a figure out there with a cold weather hood on that blinding light is flooding out of. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Yeah, I don't see why you guys need HP so bad. I'm up to 37. I don't see
attack
the
your
I'm
issue.
back to 60.
I attack your too.
I regret my life choices.
I thought that was a fun session.
I was having fun up until the end where everyone was being a dick about shit.
Right? I said the
Say-
group and I got kicked in the nuts. What?
I know.
I
You
didn't.
do
I
this
didn't.
all
I
and
just.
killed
Hey,
people.
I asked. Well, I didn't ask. I was like, I kicked Smith in the nuts, but I
Right.
didn't roll.
I
Lucas
know.
turned me down. I
What
didn't
the f-
roll.
Yeah, and then everyone
I
starts
didn't
rolling
roll either.
bullshit, and so you realize when you start playing bullshit, I'll give you bullshit. I'll give you a cold light walker. So there we go.
But
That'll be the encounter for next session.
Gave us a what?
Yay!
What?
What?
What
This-
are we fighting?
I mean,
This thing.
truth be told, I feel like this
we
encounter was
befriended?
planned ahead of time just because you went ahead and said you had to plan encounter.
Wait, what did you say? Your mic cut out.
I said, truth be told, did you just plan this encounter earlier and you're just saying this is because of your actions? This is what I'm doing, even though it's been planned from the start.
No, this has been planned from the start.
Yep.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's-
I'm not
That's
gonna
good
be,
because this thing sounds like fun. I would like to do more chaos if it meant more
yeah,
encounters.
I'm not gonna be a dick. Like there was more. I was just gonna give you guys a moment to maybe play out the scene of like coming back to life and congratulating Smith on performing such a grand deed. By the way, Smith, roll a d6 plus 3.
Yay.
My picture book artistics don't get anything when I'm the one that had to plan this all out to begin with.
Why did you roll a d20 with it?
I think I had that queued up from before.
Oh, okay.
6.
All right, yeah. And everybody else, go ahead and roll a d6 as well. I'm going to take Justin's as is. And
okay.
you guys can
That's
add
fine.
that. You can add that to your inspiration because you actually did the
I rolled a
thing.
1. I mean, all all in all, Erard would congratulate Smith and just be like, "Listen, I was trying to get you to understand with the stuff I
What do
was
we roll?
writing."
Roll,
D6.
Roll
roll a
d6.
d6, and then
D6,
add
alright.
that to your inspiration points.
Yeah, Erard would definitely be like, "Listen, I was trying my best to get you to understand, but thank you. I prefer not to die yet."
I'll give you a hearty pat on the shoulder and say, it's good to have you back, friend.
All right, I'll take my
I-
1 point of damage because he is way stronger than me.
Damn.
I'm going to take all the blueprints.
Are you?
I would like to.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they're still there. Like, they're not bound by anything anymore, so they're just kind of like folded out.
Yeah, like
I'm more
take
interested in the
all
blueprint with the
blueprints.
lifted leg design.
What? How do you intend on carrying all of that? There are dozens of scrolls and books here.
Smith.
Smith
Oh no!
Smith is strong. He doesn't he's not a bag of holding.
He's my bag of holding.
Uh-huh.
Hey, are we done for tonight?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, believe me, I was planning on ending it here anyway cuz like I said, I was going to play it up, and this is actually where I'm going to play it up. So, you guys do come back to life. Your bodies reform. As you do, Smith, the amulet around your neck begins to glow bright. You feel in that moment this warmth coming from it as you see each one of your allies starting to rise from their ashy graves. And you all feel this like kind of like warm sensation on your chests. You have all been granted the blessing of the Morning Lord. And what this means is that every morning at dawn, you all gain 10 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Sweet.
And it's at that point, as everyone's coming back and, Gerard is congratulating Smith and Smith's patting him on the back. You guys look outside, you see that the clouds have parted, the storm is gone, almost as if the weather had been just changed in the immediate area upon this item activating. And then you see this warm light begin to glow through the window that you guys have all cracked. You don't hear anything coming from there, but then you see this figure walking up. You see its face encapsulated with light as it lets out this horrid scream. And that's when it lunges through the window. That's how we'll end it for tonight. So, there we go.
Let's go.